Alright, that's enough of listening to the same music on loop. That's over. I'm a floating attorney's badge. Just kidding, I'm right here. Hello, guys. Welcome to yet another lost stream. I have to start the stream out with some bad news, unfortunately. I unpacked all of my little Warhammer minis, and I don't have space to put them in my new location. It's very sad. I haven't even unpacked both of my kill teams yet. I just don't have space for them. I don't know where to put them. I wish I had, like, an extra bookshelf or something to keep them on, but I don't have it. Also, 1.4 of ZZZ is not actually coming out on the 12th, like yesterday. It didn't come out. It's coming out on the 18th, apparently. They just have, like, a streamer thing going on from the 12th to the 18th, which, like, I don't know why you would do that. So I'm just gonna wait till the 18th when they have actual new story content to play it. I don't know what I'm gonna play tomorrow. It might be more Shadows of Doubt, if people enjoyed that. I enjoy Shadows of Doubt. I was thinking about playing some more of it today. But yeah. I like Shadows of Doubt. We could play more of that. It's a little stuttery. But, I might put it up to I might try and find a one-stream game or something. Could be fun. Anyway. Hey, Nick! What is it? Is something wrong? Nah, but did you see all the people here? It's crazy! Oh, so check out the Mask Twinkle Damask Glossy I bought. Wait, you can just buy merch? You bought this where? From the little tents in front of the courthouse. They have all sorts of things for sale. You know, I'm a sucker for this kind of stuff. Okay. Let me see this thing. Let me memorize the details so I can really remember what I'm supposed to use this for. Let's see, silly bag. He's got two of the same symbol on his hat and his jacket. It's a long as fuck jacket, too. Big ass sleeves. He's got, like, the Char Aznable collar going on. Come on, I'm guilty! Throw the book at me! Who's screaming like that? Oh, Mr. Wright! You made it! I am struck once more by how, like, bishy woman this guy is. This guy's name is Ron. Like, you're telling me this isn't like a fucking Revolutionary Girl Utena character, and is in fact some dude? As if. This is a girl waiting to happen. Or happening. If my theories about his wife are to be confirmed. Oh, Mr. Wright, you made it! Yeah, I did, but it doesn't look like things are going to get any less ugly for you. Because I did it! I'm the criminal! Me! He's at it again. I sent the calling card to Lordly Taylor! I admit it! But you don't have the Sacred Urn, right? Well, that's true, but that doesn't mean that I didn't commit the crime. Normally, when I say, of course you didn't, I'm being sarcastic, but you... Yikes. Anyway, I admit that I'm guilty. So make sure that they give me a guilty verdict. Please? Oh, there you are, Ronnie. Bonjour, sweetie. Oh, Desi, honey. Bonjour. Well, actually, I don't really know why I should be speaking French to you at a time like this. Leave it all to me, Ronnie. I swear I'll protect you. You see, actually, the thief is, me. Can I tell you something, Nicky boy? I can guarantee that my Ronnie is innocent. If he's declared guilty, I'll be ever so cross with you. So, why are you smiling when you say it? Well, if you'll excuse me, I've got some errands to need to take care of. I'm counting on you, Nicky boy. Good luck. She's just fucking off. To be honest, I really don't know whether Ron is masked Twinkle Damask or not. But there's only one thing I am sure of. He doesn't have the Sacred Urn right now. Mr. Delight, it's time for you to enter the courtroom. For the time being, I guess we'll just have to trust Desiree. October 13th, 10 a.m. District Court. Courtroom number 6. There he is! It's Godot! People were waiting for him! Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Ron Delight. The defense is ready, Your Honor. What about the prosecution? Are you prepared to... What a stupid question. What did you say? Fine. Let me ask you then, Your Honor. Are you ready? Are you ready to pass judgment? No, I'm not. I will pass judgment after I hear arguments from both sides. Well, if you're not ready yourself, you shouldn't expect others to be. That's a rule to live by. Who are you? I'm Godot. Legendary prosecutor. I've never lost a case. Ah, he's the one Detective Atmy was talking about. I spelled Atmy wrong. Fuck. Fixed it. Yes, your reputation precedes you. What kind of cases have you dealt with so far? Ha! None. What did you say? I've never prosecuted a case before. Never? But you said you've never lost before. Exactly. I've never lost. I've never won before either. Quite arrogant for a beginner, aren't you? Even the mightiest of redwoods begin their lives as mere saplings. Yes, but a mask in a court of law? Huh. Don't you know anything? No matter the man, we all wear masks, either on our faces or over our hearts. This guy is immediately my favorite. Absolute insane cornball energy from the get-go. This guy is a real deal, alright, Nick. Why does it seem like all prosecutors are the real deal? So we finally meet Mr. Phoenix Wright. Nick, is he a friend of yours? No, I don't have any friends that call me Wright. Just who is this masked man? I've returned from the depths of hell to do battle with you. Well then, Prosecutor Gobo. It's not Gobo, it's Godot, Your Honor. In any case, please give your opening statement. Opening statement? Those things are not fit for even dogs to consume. I have only one thing to say before we start. To you, Mr. Wright. What is it? Are you familiar with the saying, a chain is only as strong as its weakest link? I wonder how much you can withstand before you and your case break in two. I need to edit, but once if I start another, Phoenix Wright trilogy, or, Ace Attorney trilogy game, I need to edit my sprite to have some of the, the coffee sliding over animation. I fucking love that animation so much. Well then, let's hear from the first witness. My name is... No one has asked for your name, witness. The important thing is that you know. That's all. Start talking. We're listening. Yes, sir. Alright, witness. First, let's hear about what you know about the thief that stole the urn. Yes, sir. Masked Twinkle Damask's crimes. Masked Twinkle Damask is a master thief that first started his crime spree 6 months ago. He is so confident that he sends his calling card before he even commits the crime. That was his 5th heist, and as usual, he sent a card on to Lordly Taylor. His pattern is to always go after the only the most precious art pieces. That's why we're sure it was Twinkle Damask, sir. It fits his MO to a T. It's fully his bon mot, sir. Then the actual identity of this masked Twinkle Damask is... Mr. Godot! What are you... Fuck yeah. Let me have a sip of my espresso. We're in the middle of a trial here, Mr. Godot. Blacker than a moonless night. Hotter and more bitter than hell itself. That is coffee. I'm sure you can grant me at least this much, Your Honor. Oh, please. Proceed. Very well. It's only coffee, after all. What? You can't be letting him slide this early in the trial? Proceed with your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Well, Nick, what are you gonna do? As long as they haven't brought up Mr. Delight's identity, all we can do is show that it wasn't masked Twinkle Damask who stole the urn. Have you been involved in the investigation from the beginning? Yup. Nobody knows more about the thief than me, pal. It's true. I'm a Zvari, author on thieves. An author? He's written books about thieves? I think he means auteur. I think he meant to say authority. Oh, never mind. The fact is, this guy can slip through even my fingers. Shows how good he is, pal. It's easy when those fingers happen to be butterfingers. I'm gonna press harder. There was lit up text. So nobody knows more about the thief than you, huh? You got it, pal. Except for maybe for that thief's mom, that is. But isn't there someone who knows even more about him than the police? You don't mean Detective Zvari, do ya? Who is this person? Zvari? He sounds German. His name is Luke Atmy, sir. I guess I shouldn't have made up such a silly name for him. What the heck? I guess he's not all that famous after all. Anyway, it's true that he did manage to retrieve the last item the thief stole. Oh, I see. It seems you're not the expert you claim to be. It looks like the thief is toying with me even now. No, you're just making statements that can be easily cross-checked. Have you seen all of these so-called calling cards? Of course I have. Except the person in charge of the treasure exhibit never brought their card to the police. So I didn't see this one until after the crime occurred. That's because Detective Atmy stopped Miss Andrews from taking it to the police. Was the calling card that Lordly Taylor received authentic? Well, all the cards have one common identifying feature. But we're not releasing that information to the general public. This is not the general public. This is a court case. But you're absolutely certain that this card is real. Like, if you think you have the guy, release the information. Gumshoe can't say it out loud, but I bet he's talking about masked Twinkle Damask's emblem. His 5th heist. And your 5th screw-up, huh? Nick, what the fuck is your problem? Objection, pal! That ain't fair. Maybe you could say I screwed up 4 times. But this last time wasn't my fault. I didn't know about the calling card this time. You, of all people, shouldn't be chuckling about this, Detective Gumshoe. I just want everyone here in the courtroom to know something. If you ever get a calling card from this guy, don't call some stupid private eye. Call your local police right away. Got me? Wow, it looks like he's really got it in for Detective Atmy, and who could blame him, truly? That guy is obnoxious. Art pieces. Like what, for example? Well, his first target was the famous Tear of Eminon. What's that? Some kind of especially salty teardrop? No, sir, it's a blue diamond. A single rare diamond. Next was the Crown of Bongora. You know, the thing you put on your head. After that was the Left Hand of Hades, and then the Portrait of Magina, sir. Detective Atmy retrieved the Portrait of Magina and returned it to the museum. And the target of his 5th and last robbery was the Sacred Urn, right? But isn't it difficult for him to dispose of such famous art pieces? Well, we assume he must have some underworld connections. Somehow, Mr. Delight doesn't look the type. Yeah, he's a little too sunny to be hanging out in the underworld. What do you mean when you say, it fits his MO to a T? I was thinking of asking the same thing myself. Ugh, I wish you would listen a little more closely, pal. First of all, there's the call-in card. We're 100% certain it's authentic. Then there's the fact that he seemed to know all about the security system. And finally, his target was an art piece. These are all part of the thief's modus operandi. And so, since this robbery seems to fit all those conditions... That's right. It means that Masked Twinkle Damask is behind it. Nick, it definitely looks like it was Masked Twinkle Damask who stole the urn. But there's no real evidence either way as to whether Ron Delight is Masked Twinkle Damask. But... Also, the urn hasn't turned up yet, let alone in connection to Mr. Delight himself. So even though we know it was Masked Twinkle Damask that did it, maybe for the time being, I should try to show it wasn't Masked Twinkle Damask that did it. Alright, what kind of stuff do we have? Poster... Let's see. No monetary value. Emblem was top secret. Knocked Atmy out. Storeroom entrance. Found in Ron's room. Opens the leads a striking a pose. Master Thief started crime spree 6 months ago. Sends this calling card. Sent a card. Had to go after. Only the most precious art pieces. And this has no monetary value, so. Can I ask you a little something, Detective Gumshoe? Just hearing the little in that question is making me nervous. You said that he always goes after the most precious art pieces, right? That's right, pal. But there's one problem. That's not what he did in this case. The supposedly priceless urn doesn't exactly rise to the level of precious art. What do you mean? Nick, how can you say such a terrible thing? No, I meant from a financial point of view. I mean, it wouldn't fetch a good price. Well, Prosecutor Godot, what is the value of that urn? The appraisers I spoke to said they couldn't attach a price to it. And I mean that in the worst sense. So in other words, it was not the kind of item that Masked Twinkle Damask would normally go after. I don't know why we would try to prove it wasn't Masked Damask. We have photo evidence of it being Masked Damask. If I understand you correctly, Mr. Wright, you're saying that the theft of the Sacred Urn was not the work of Masked Twinkle Damask. Yes. That's what I'm saying. Actually, all I did was point out the contradiction. The argument made itself, but... Well, first of all, we need to get this issue cleared up. Was this last robbery the work of Masked Twinkle Damask or not? What do you have to say about this, Mr. Godot? This coffee here, it's my own special blend. I call it Godot number 107. I'm trying to decide whether to cut down on the acidity or the bitterness. That's the only thing I've got on my mind right now, Mr. Trite. You could probably be thinking of more important things in a courtroom. I understand the want to get your blend correct, but you're kind of doing a different job right now. What? If you're really a man, you should clean up your own mess. Sorry, but I don't get what you mean. If you're saying it wasn't Mask Twinkle Damask that stole the urn, then it must be someone imitating Mask Twinkle Damask's methods. A fake. A fake Twinkle Damask? Fake Twinkle Damask? That sounds so ridiculous. But I like it. I was gonna say that's actually pretty solid. Now, before I decide on my coffee, I believe there's some proof is in order, Mr. Wright. Proof that the person who appeared at Lordly Taylor that night was actually a fake. Well, I mean, he was caught by cameras, so... though I don't approve of Mr. Godot's behavior, his point is valid. Mr. Wright, we're waiting. Looks like I'm gonna have to prove it. I need proof that the person at Lordly Taylor that night was, in fact, fake Twinkle Damask. Okay, so we have the striking a pose. Okay. So the picture is probably different, right? Yeah, he doesn't have the symbol on his chest. The proof is right here. This looks like a photo taken by a security camera. But if you look closely, you'll notice something peculiar about it. Huh. Well then, why don't you go ahead and show us what it is? Go on, use this pointer and show us just what about this picture is so peculiar. Right here? It's right here, of course! You mean Mask Twinkle Damask? I have here a piece of reference I would like the court to take a look at. Isn't that the publicity photo I bought this morning? The problem I have with the security camera photo is the brooch on Damask's chest. Is that how you spell brooch? I thought it was just 2 O's. A breach? Here! Bailiff, get my steed! We need to retreat at once! What is he talking about? A brooch, Your Honor. It's sort of a clasp for holding one's cape on. A clasp, eh? Ah, I see now! But the Mask Twinkle Damask in the security camera photo... Ah! He has no brooch! That brooch is the same as the emblem on Damask's calling card and serves as his symbol. But the thief that broke into Lordly Taylor wasn't wearing a brooch. In other words, this Mask Twinkle Damask is a fake. I've been fooled again! No! My legacy! Order! It's true. Undeniably true. Detective Gumshoe, how could you have overlooked this? I'm sorry, sir. I don't know how I... Hey now. If you're gonna have a pity party, invite me too. Mr. Godot, you deserve some blame in this too. How could you have overlooked such a large brooch? The brooch you're talking about. You mean this? That's Mask Twinkle Damask's brooch. Where did you find it? Well, I've always had a good nose for evidence. I got it at the crime scene. It was hidden in the shadow of a big female Buddha statue. Buddha statue? You must mean the Ami Faye statue. Well, why didn't you tell me about that, sir? I always put evidence away in my pocket. That's illegal. After all, it's the safest place for crucial evidence. This guy is one cool customer. It's a little early to be shaken up, isn't it, little lady? That friend of yours left pretty little hickeys on there, too. Hickeys? Figuratively speaking, of course. I'm referring to Ron Delight's fingerprints. What? What? The defendant's fingerprints are on the brooch? Order! Order in the court! Mr. Godot, let's see that brooch! I've grown attached to my metallic girlfriend here. take good care of her. This guy's a freak. I love him. It appears to be torn off of some clothing. There's a little bit of cloth left on the back. Obviously, there must have been a struggle that night at the crime scene. Uh-oh. Phoenix, we have a problem. You mess with Godot. You get the gahorns, and you get burned. Like my whole fucking throat after drinking this boiling hot coffee beverage. He's been playing me like a violin. Well, Judge, I'm about ready to call my next witness. Huh? You're done with me? But I haven't proved anything yet. You've proven your own incompetence. That's good enough. That doesn't sound so good at all. Bailiff, bring the next witness into the courtroom. Finally time for the ace detective to make his appearance, huh? One second is one drip of the coffee pot. Let's hurry it up. Shh! Silence! Now I see. It's all becoming clear. What's clear? Zvari! The truth has once again been elegantly revealed to me. What we have here is a judge and a prosecutor. A coffee maniac at that. Am I correct? Well, yes, that's right. Not bad. Not bad at all. You're the first person that's ever been able to penetrate my secret veil. Well, Sir Prosecutor, let me introduce myself. My name is Luke Atmy, ace detective and rising star illuminating the heavens. Boy, these two make a perfect pair. They'd either be best friends or they'd tear each other's heads off. I've heard that on the night of the crime, you were all alone on security detail. You have heard correctly. My specially made monocle is worth more than 100 Detective Gumshoes. If Detective Gumshoe was worth anything, that is. Stop being mean to Gumshoe. He's trying his best. Why was this guy all by himself anyway? There must be some reason. I'm sure of it. Well then, tell us what this special monocle of yours witnessed. What I witnessed. It was approximately 1 o'clock in the morning, just after the date changed. That's when my nemesis, the infamous masked Twinkle Damask, dancingly descended upon me. Just as I began to turn, the coward struck a fierce blow upon my noble head. Darkness swallowed me before I could land a single strike. When I awoke, he was gone. 30 minutes later, I used an emergency phone to notify the police. So you didn't get a clear look at the criminal? My specially made monocle never misses a thing. However, that is limited to things that fall within my own visual range. But of course, that's only natural. I fail to see why the witness seems so proud of his performance that evening. Well, Sir Old-Timer, let me explain. We are not speaking of any ordinary thief, but of the King of Thieves, the great masked Twinkle Damask, my arch-enemy. That is what my instincts and my years of experience tell me. Very well. Proceed with the cross-examination, Mr. Wright. So that would be 1 o'clock in the morning on the 12th, correct? That's an impressive deduction, Sir Lawyer. You were on security detail that night? Where exactly were you at the time? A penetrating question. I was in the basement warehouse near the computer. Near the computer, huh? So then you weren't trying to remain hidden, I take it. Up to this point, I have tried to remain concealed while waiting for the thief. Yeah, he said it was the same thing yesterday, too. Gumshoe also said that they've never spotted the thief at the crime scenes before. Precisely! That is precisely why I chose not to hide last night. I knew that by not concealing myself, I would be putting pressure on the thief. Looks like the thief was the one applying pressure. On your pigeony head, that is. In any case... Dancingly descended? From where exactly? Well, from the entrance, I suppose. Where else? So in actuality, he neither danced nor descended. Someone please save me. So how is it you didn't notice the thief? My eyes were looking for the thief's shadow while my ears listened for his footfalls. But even so, the dastardly criminal managed to sneak up upon me. It can only be due to his subtly camouflaged cape and soft-soled shoes. I hereby W. Ace Dunce. You didn't see the criminal's face when that happened? Well, that's the difficult part. How should I put it? I saw his mask. That's all I can recall. It's not very solid as far as testimony goes. However, fortunately I had my third monocle, the security camera, at the ready. What's his second monocle? It captured his image perfectly. This should be sufficient, I believe. Well, as long as this photo is authentic, I don't see a problem here. Well, Mr. Godot, do you have a problem with this photo? Good. Then let's continue with the testimony. Attacked and knocked unconscious, and you weren't able to do a thing. That's certainly some very impressive detective work. Well, Sir Lawyer, have you ever been suddenly struck on the head? Huh? Well, actually, yes. By a fire extinguisher. And what happened? I was knocked out. And you lost your memory, too. You see? You have no right to look down on me then, do you? The only reason I didn't lose my memory was because I have more brains to begin with. He may have brains, but the wiring to the self-reflection part seems to be severed. In any case, that was how I was knocked senseless. And then... About this 30 minutes. My silver cord was loosened and my soul fled to the golden halls of Elysium. As usual, I have no idea what this guy is saying. He was unconscious, Maya. He's just saying that he was knocked unconscious and astral projected. I think he's saying that he was out cold. So, what happened during these 30 minutes? No one can say, Your Honor. That span of time has truly vanished into the ether. Just what is he going on about? There's something suspicious about Detective Atmy. How could he not have noticed when the thief came in? Also, he says he was knocked unconscious before he could fight back. But that can't be right. It contradicts the evidence. Huh? Which piece? The brooch. The real question is, why would he tell such an obvious lie? Mr. Atmy, you dumb fuck. Could you take a look at this with your special monocle? Haha! This belongs to the criminal mastermind, my arch nemesis, Mask Twinkle Damask. It is, in point of fact, Mask Twinkle Damask's brooch. It was found on the floor of the basement warehouse. I wonder how that happened. Ha! Elementary, my dear lawyer. Obviously, it wasn't glued on well enough. What the fuck are you talking about, man? You don't glue a brooch. Not quite. It clearly shows signs of having been ripped off of a piece of clothing. Ripped off. Ah! We can only deduce that the thief struggled with someone that night. That's the only thing I can think of. And I mean, I assume Atmy is lying about being there by himself. I assume Ron was there as a security guard, and he struggled with Mask to Mask. Pulled his brooch off, which resulted in him getting fingerprints on it. And there's only one person that was in a position to have a struggle with the thief. The only person that was on security duty that night. You, Detective Atmy. Ugh. Detective Atmy, you must have fought with the thief that night. So why did you lie in your testimony to the court? Witness, giving false testimony is a serious crime. No. Well, wait just a moment, sir, old-timer. Don't talk to me like I'm living in a nursing home. I just remembered, Your Honor. I was just confused because I'd been dealing with so many cases lately. The true measure of a man is in the amount of work he does. That's what I always say. Nick, you can only handle one case at a time. Isn't that right? You talk too much. Witness, so you're now saying that you and the thief fought? Hold on. That's quite enough, Your Honor. Excuse me? Save the big questions for the testimony. That's one of my rules. Indeed, I understand. I, Luke Atmy, agree completely. Fight with the thief. Indeed, it's true that I looked away from the door for a brief moment. However, Luke Atmy cannot be so easily discombobulated. Unfortunately, the thief grabbed a weapon from the side and rendered me senseless. A true gentleman fights only with his own fists, but they were not enough. His first blow struck true. Bam! And that's all she wrote. So, in the end, you did catch a glimpse of Masked Twinkle Damask. Correct! It was during his third crime that he struck me from behind. It seems that my memory has become a tad jumbled, so to speak. Too many blows to the head, you know. Scrambled the old noggin, you see. Well, that's certainly understandable. My brain is a scrambled egg, Judge. I myself always get confused about which testimony goes with which case. That can't be good. So, why did you look away from the door anyway? In addition to the camera, I had prepared a variety of other sensors as well. The alarm on one of those had gone off, so I went to check the data. That's why I went to the computer. Elegantly, of course. So you were momentarily vulnerable when you were working on the computer? What should I do? Should I ask some more questions? Yes, obviously. What kind of sensors are you talking about? There are other places in the basement that someone could enter and exit from. There are air conditioner ducts, sewer pipes, and a cat door as well. I hooked up heat-detecting infrared and ultraviolet sensors to each of them. That's a lot of hardware. Was all yours? Lordly Taylor Department Store was kind enough to provide the monitoring hardware. Naturally, the security camera that took the photo belongs to them as well. In other words, he couldn't have rigged the equipment, huh? Has that cleared up any doubts you had about me, Sir Lawyer? What does that mean? Discombobulated? Young people these days, they really irritate me. They allow perfectly good old words to die until everyone forgets what they mean. Sorry, but what exactly does it mean, anyway? Now I've forgotten. What was I saying? Jeez, it's better than old people who forget what they were saying 5 seconds ago. Well, it looks like we've cleared that up. You can go on with your testimony. What do you mean by weapon from the side? Naturally, that thief had no idea that I, Luke Atmy, was hiding in the area. He grabbed the sword from the statue that was standing by the door to the warehouse. Sword? You mean the sword that was all twisted like a tree branch? Correct. Fortunately for me, the blade was not sharp. Okay, so he is talking about the Shichishido. So the thief armed himself with a sword. And what about yourself, witness? You had that much faith in your own fighting abilities? But of course! In college, I was second in charge of the boxing club. I'm sorry if I failed to find that appropriately impressive. However, my opponent in the ring this time was my arch-nemesis, Masked Twinkle Damask. This guy is a real piece of work. Can you tell us a little more about what happened? My opponent was both powerful and vicious. You might say he was powericious. Powericious? I assume the Atmy fighting stance, but in a sudden flash of light blinded me. That, of course, was checkmate. My opponent had bested me. What do I do now? Should I ask more about this? Yeah. Blinded? So what was this flash of light that blinded you? I was bathed in a golden light that seemed to come from the statue of that woman. The statue of Amy Faye, I'm guessing. Well, that wasn't very much help at all. Well, what do you think, Nick? Well, there's one thing that I'm absolutely sure of now. Yeah? What is it? This Luke Atmy guy, he's definitely hiding something. But why? I think I'm starting to figure out what really happened that night. And about the true nature of this detective. I gotta ask him about the computer. So did that computer belong to Lordly Taylor as well? Correct. Well, except for the program that manages the data. That was specially designed by me, Luke Atmy. In that case, he could have easily manipulated the data. What's wrong, Sir Lawyer? I'm asking about the fighting style now. I need to know about the fighting style. What is this Atmy fighting style? I'm sorry, but that's a trade secret. I really can't say any more. But I suppose I can tell you if I absolutely must. The main thing is to put your back to the wall. That way no one can get behind you. That's it? That's the Atmy fighting style? Well, Mr. Wright, what about that testimony? It's very important. He was next to a wall. Of course it's important. We've learned the detective's secret technique, after all. Yes, indeed. I'll remember to use it if I ever take a walk alone late at night. Why the heck is he eyeballing me like that? It's creeping me out. Creeping me out. Now then, witness, we'll go ahead and add that secret information to your official testimony. Where's that third eye you're talking about? Oh, it's right between my right and left eyebrows. It's quite invisible to the unenlightened. You may call it the forehead if you like. Why didn't you just say that in the first place? Sir Lawyer, it looks like the creases on your own forehead are getting deeper. So, Mr. Atmy got hit in the forehead then? That's what he says. I got a funny feeling about that. Actually, so do I. Well, what do you think, Nick? Upon my third eye, huh? Yeah, here we go. Knocked Atmy out during the crime with a blow to the back of the head. Detective Atmy, your testimony is crumbling like a house of cards. What fun is this, Sir Lawyer? It is truly a pleasure to cross swords with you. And now, once again, you have thrown down the gauntlet at my armored feet. I believe this is what you said yesterday. No, the coward must have wormed his way in through somewhere besides the door. Then my arch-nemesis struck me on the head from behind with this gruesome item here. From behind, huh? But just now you testify that he struck you on the forehead. I hardly think you could forget where you were hit on the head. Ugh, it seems I've made another mistake. Detective Atmy, that's not the only strange part of your testimony. What do you mean by that? For example, the very fact that you hid the calling card from the police itself is strange. It's almost as if you were afraid they were going to help with security. Geniuses such as myself have always been misunderstood. How sad. That's wrong. Objection. To err is human. To forgive, divine. Humans aren't machines. They have souls, feelings. They live, they die. They love, they hate. And yes, they even make mistakes. Hey, hold on. It's not as pretty as that. That is black as fuck coffee. That's like tar. Really? What is it like then? Always chase a riddle down to the end. That's one of my rules. Take a shot every time Godot does, and you can learn how to die of alcohol poisoning. Or caffeine overdose, which is what I'm gonna be dealing with. This is it. This might just be my chance to turn things around. Mr. Wright, what exactly is it that you're asserting? Very well, Your Honor. The defense asserts that Mr. Atmy is Mask Twinkle Damask. The answer is simple. It's all clear to me now. Detective Luke Atmy's true identity is actually Mask Twinkle Damask. Yeah! Order! Order in the court! Mr. Wright, what is the meaning of this? There are too many unnatural parts to Mr. Atmy's story. He says he was hiding at crime scenes, which is why no one ever saw him there. And then, in his last case, he manages to outperform Detective Gumshoe and the entire police force to miraculously retrieve the stolen treasure. That's because I analyzed the crime scene data and made an exquisitely elegant deduction. I picked up clues that the police overlooked in order to arrive at a... Oh, please. The explanation is far simpler than that, Detective Atmy. The truth is that you are, in fact, Mask Twinkle Damask. But Mr. Wright, this photo, it clearly shows Mask Twinkle Damask. The security camera belongs to Lordly Taylor Department Store. He shouldn't have been able to manipulate it. He didn't need to manipulate it. He gained access to the warehouse under the pretense of providing security. Then he simply dressed up as the thief and stole the urn. So, the ace detective is actually an ace thief. Is this true, witness? Damask's MO is pure genius, and so am I, Luke Atmy, ace detective. You're very clever to have come to such a conclusion. I am impressed, Sir Lawyer. What? Witness, you're admitting it? Nick, now's your chance. Yes, time to put the last nail in this guy's coffin. Detective Atmy, when you assumed the thief's identity... Godot blend number 102. My personal favorite. Mr. Godot! The ace detective is actually an ace thief. I smell a best-selling novel. There's only one problem. It simply isn't true. But Mr. Godot, Mr. Wright has made some very strong points, and I will admit my opponent has woven a compelling narrative out of a whole cloth. But it is, in fact, nothing more than a patchwork quilt. Mr. Trite, if this detective really is the thief, then show us the proof of your claim. But it had better be as hot and as perfect as the coffee dripping down your face. Well, Mr. Wright, don't just stand there. This court would like to see this decisive proof you have. Quickly! Huh? Oh, yes, of course. What's the big rush? Are you alright, Nick? Atmy looks pretty rattled right now. I'd like to finish this right now if I can. But I can't can I really do it? The decisive evidence that proves Mr. Luke Atmy is in fact masked Twinkle Damask. Let's see. I assume it's not here. Warehouse camera went off once. Storeroom entrance. This is to run. I mean, we definitely don't have decisive proof to prove that it was him. Proof? Of course I've got nothing. Just what I thought. A man has to hold his head up high no matter how bad things get, after all. I see. I thought perhaps you had some evidence to back up your assertion. This is no good. I've got to stay on the attack. I'll never get another chance to prove that this guy is the thief. Don't give up, Nick. Think harder and try again. It's no good. I'm just not ready yet. But are you gonna just give up and let us lose this? So you've come to your senses, have you, Sir Lawyer? I can't think of a counterattack at all. It seems the cloud of suspicion surrounding this witness has lifted. Mr. Godot, if you have anything further to add, then... Is it Mia? Who? Oh, here she is. It's Desiree. Who are you? That doesn't really matter right now, does it? Miss Delight, what are you doing here? Nicky boy. The thing you've been looking for. I think I found it. Oh, it's the bag. You mean that bag? No, not the bag. What's in the bag? Well, that's... The sacred urn! Nick, it's the urn! And it looks like it was broken and glued back together properly. Order, order, order! You, madam! That urn, where did you find it? You'll never believe it. It was in the office of Mr. Fancy Pants Ace Detective, Luke Atmy. Oh, Desi, you're the best! Sacred urn updated in the court record. It has pink splotches all over it from the box. Well, how do you explain that one, Mr. Atmy? Even you're gonna have a hard time weaseling out of this one. Pathetic. Mr. Godot, do you have something you wish to say? Yes, Your Honor. It simply amazes me how quickly times change. In the old days, a man was to be taken at his word. It's truly sad. You're still denying that Mr. Atmy was involved? Before casting aspersions at the Detective Atmy, consider the young lady here. Your name is Desiree. Desiree Delight. Is that correct? Yes. What about it? How charming. The lengths that a woman is willing to go to save her husband is truly inspiring. What are you insinuating? As the wife of the criminal, you could have discovered that stolen urn anywhere. Including the office of the good detective here. So you found the urn. What does that prove? It certainly doesn't prove where the urn was before you found it. What? I just brought it here from the detective's office. Please, madam. This town is already filled to the brim with lies. Any more could only compound the tragedy we've been witness to. You're wrong. I would never do such a thing. Miss Delight. Please, Nicky boy, you've got to help me talk some sense into these people. There must be some way. I've got to prove that urn was actually in the Atmy Detective Agency. It just says pink splotches. It doesn't say anything about fingerprints. What's wrong? Isn't it your job to come up with something to say? Nick, come on! It should be easy to prove. After all, we checked out that bag, didn't we? You're right. I remember doing that. Whatever was in there, it was hard and round, and smooth, too. Yes! It must have been the urn. It must have! But I never actually saw it with my own eyes. Atmy walked in just when I was about to have a look at it. So even if it was the urn in there, I can't testify that it was. You're right! I mean, you could say that it was, like, you believe it might have been the urn. It wouldn't hold water, but, like, it would cast more suspicion. Looks like I was wrong about you, Mr. Wright. In this town overflowing with lies, there's still a single flickering candle of truth. Nicky boy! Well, it's true that I never actually saw the urn, but maybe I can still testify about it from another angle. What about it, Mr. Wright? Have you given up yet? There must be some way. I've got to prove the urn was actually in the Atmy Detective Agency. Check it for fingerprints, I guess. I can prove where the urn was by the fingerprints on it. Fingerprints, eh? Oh, come now. Now you're really making... Oh, I guess he does wear gloves. Now you're really making me laugh, Sir Lawyer. Fingerprints indeed. May I go on? Good. Now, it would be perfectly understandable if my fingerprints were on the urn. After all, it was I who was guarding the urn in the first place, but it was in a box. In any case, I'm always in the habit of wearing gloves, as you can see. So unfortunately, my fingerprints wouldn't be evidence of anything. What about it, Mr. Wright? This witness's fingerprints would mean nothing anyway. Nick, what are you gonna do now? Come too far to turn back now. Atmy must have brought the urn back to his office yesterday. And there, I'm sure someone must have left their fingerprints on it. The defense proposes that the fingerprints of this person should be on the urn. I mean, Pearl's fingerprints should be on it. Maya's fingerprints should be on it. Adrian's fingerprints wouldn't be on it because it was in a box. Office of Luke Atmy, pig splotches all over it. The fingerprints of this person should be on the urn. Does the guy also wear gloves? I assume he does, because he's not a fucking moron. Yeah, he wears gloves. Okay. Beep, 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 beep. See, he said it wouldn't mean anything if his fingerprints were on it because he wears gloves. This guy also wears gloves. Pearl touched it, Maya touched it. I can't think of anybody else. I'm just gonna guess. I'm gonna say Maya. Let me give you an important piece of advice. The one who keeps a cool head all the way till the game's end is the winner. Let me give you an even more important piece of advice, Mr. Wright. You are not gonna win this game with that answer. Ow! Wow, even the judge is making cool, snappy remarks now. Does that mean I was wrong again? The urn was put in the bag and carried to the detective's office yesterday. That means the person I should be fingering is the person who left their prints on the urn yesterday at the Atmy Detective Agency. Do you really think there was someone that could fit the bill? I don't think so. Like, who could have touched it? It was in a bag. Well, Mr. Wright, what have you decided to do? Forgive me, Your Honor. I've decided to think the whole thing over again. I can't prove anything yet. But Nick! Very well. It looks like that's all then. Exactly. And this urn is all the proof I need to make my case. What? You still don't get it, huh? Listen closely, Mr. Wright. This is the urn that masked Twinkle Damask stole, right? Now the wife of the accused comes strolling in here with the very same urn, correct? Now, who would you think is the thief? Did you not realize that? Like, that was the point he was trying to get to? No, that's wrong! That's not why I've got it! Nick, you can't let him do this! This isn't good. There has to be another way around this. Your Honor, please let me think it over one more time. So I do have to pick... This courtroom is no place for poorly thought out or rash declarations. So I do have to figure out fingerprints? Some way. I've got to prove the urn was actually... I guess it has to be the fingerprints. Fingerprints indeed. His fingerprints don't make any sense because he wears gloves. Who was at the Atmy Detective Agency yesterday? It was us, Atmy, and was there even anybody else? I guess she might have touched it, maybe? No. I'm very confused as to who could have touched it. And I have to choose fingerprints. Fingerprints of this person should be on the urn. Pearl? Who originally touched it? Dick? I could say Ron, but that doesn't make any sense for my case. Pearl. It was Pearl. No? Okay. It wasn't Pearl. Was it Adrian? Because I didn't think she took it out of the box, but maybe she did. I guess it could be Desiree because she just brought it in. No. Nope. I don't know. I guess I'm just gonna keep guessing until I lose. Pink splotches. Fountain pen. Blackmail letter. Mask to mask, I guess. He also wears gloves, but like, sure, why not? Yeah, no. No dice. Who has pink fingerprints? Come on, think. It's gotta be somebody with pink fingerprints. He didn't like that one either. He doesn't like my answers. I'm gonna pick him anyway. He would have fingerprints on it. No, that doesn't make any sense either. Hey, Stella. I'm losing. Welcome to the stream. Put in that bag and carried to the detective's office yesterday. person I should be fingering is the person who left their prints on the urn yesterday at the Atmy Detective Agency. Which wouldn't... I don't know who that would be. It was Ron. Ron did it. Why not? How are ya? It's not going great. What happened, though? I don't know what answer they want. Who have I even not picked at? Me. It was me. I touched it. Oh my god. It was me? I didn't even touch it. So what is all this fuss about fingerprints anyway? Mr. Atmy. Like I touched it through a bag. That's not fingerprints. Do you recall the events of yesterday? Hey Nick, come on, open it up. Hey, wait a minute. We can't just open up his private property. Don't be such a fuddy-duddy. This is an important investigation. Well, what's in there? Hang on. Oh, so I think you're very sad. Sorry from my side. If I bother, let me move. You're not bothering me, no. I was just frustrated by the puzzle. So I did take it out of the bag. Or rather, I put my hands in the bag and touched it. It's true that I didn't get a chance to look in the bag that time. But I did touch what was inside. What? You touched it? And I remember it very well. It was smooth and hard. Well, that was just... Your Honor, I'd like the court to examine the fingerprints on that urn. If my fingerprints are on there, then it proves that the urn was in Detective Atmy's office.
Objection.
Well, even if your fingerprints are on the urn, it still doesn't prove when they were put there, does it? Of course it does. What did you say? It's not what I say, but what Adrian Andrews, the person in charge of the exhibition, said. I polished it until it was just about glowing. I thought maybe I could make it look more valuable. If she polished it that much, she must have removed any and all fingerprints on it. And that the only chance I had to get my fingerprints on it after that was yesterday at the Atmy Detective Agency. Huh, this blend. Godot blend number 107. I've decided. It's a little too bitter after all. God, I hope I get a break after this. I have no health left. Order, order, order. I accept the defense's request. Bailiff, take this urn and... Wait! Wait a moment, Your Honor. There's no need for that. No need, you say? Precisely. I already know Mr. Wright's fingerprints are on the urn. What are you saying? Yes, I've finally broken him down. Take a good look, everyone. Unable to find a rival worthy of my genius, I was forced to create one by myself. Here I am, the tragic clown. This guy is nuttier than a fruitcake. You see, it was me all along. I am the one and only Mask Twinkle to Mask. I hope you all enjoyed my little performance. Oh, okay. Case closed. Well, Mr. Godot, what's Mr. Atmy's condition? He's still in the lobby, laughing insanely, Your Honor. I wish I could enjoy the joke as much as he seems to be. Well, it looks like the matter's been settled. I came perilously close to besmirching the record of an innocent young man. Besmirching him with the title of thief. Man, soon to be a woman, going off of how much estrogen his wife is pumping into him. Like, my god, it truly is a tremendous amount. It's incredible he hasn't noticed yet. Nick, you were right after all. Yeah, I guess Mr. Delight wasn't really the thief. The court finds the defendant, Mr. Ron Delight. Yeah, I figured it wasn't over. Because Ron still believes he's the thief. You're wrong! Wrong, I tell you! I mean... Not exactly wrong so much, but actually not right is what I was really trying to say. Oh no, he's not. This can't be happening. The thief, the sneaky, odious thief who's been stealing all the treasures. It's me! I'm him! I'm the one you want! I'm the thief, I tell you! So do it! Pronounce me guilty! Please! I don't know what kind of a kangaroo court you all think this is, but... The true identity of the thief has already been proven. Please hurry up and pass judge... What are you talking about? I already confessed! I'm the thief, I tell you! Mr. Godot, don't just stand there drinking coffee. Huh. Hey there, Mr. Thief. Yes! Yes, sir! If you're really a man, then clean up your own mess. I'm sorry. I'm afraid I just don't have any idea what you mean. If you are masked Twinkle Damask, then prove it. That's what it means. Yes, sir! I'd be happy to! He says he'll be happy to, Nick. It's kinda cute. He's 100% committed to his fantasy. Good boy. Just remember one thing. A boy only gets one chance in his life. To become a man. I know that! I won't fail! I swear! Okay then. Talk. We're all listening. Oh well. Let's all have a listen to this confession. The truth is, I've been masked Twinkle Damask all along. I mean, you can't prove that I'm not actually masked Twinkle Damask, can you? I don't have an alibi for the night the urn was stolen, after all. I donned my costume that night and dancingly descended upon the scene of a crime. Look, you can see right there in the photo. That's me. As for my brooch, I snagged it on the door handle and it got torn off. That's all. I don't like the direction this trial has taken. Me neither, Judge. I only have one health bar left. It's looking real bad for me, Judge, please. But that's how every trial goes. At least with me, anyway. You're doing great. Stop it, Mr. Godot. You're embarrassing me. Like I said, you're only gonna get one chance to testify, alright? But if you make it through with this with flying colors, I'll keep my promise, too. I'll make sure you stay locked up in prison as the one and only true masked Twinkle Damask. Thanks so much, Mr. Godot! I'll do my best! Alright, Mr. Wright, I'm afraid it's time for the cross-examination. You may think you're the real masked Twinkle Damask, but your wife thinks you're delusional. I haven't told Desi yet. About my true identity, I mean. Believe me, I've got my reasons. With the way your room is decked out, how could she not know about it? Even thieves have complicated family situations, I suppose. What should I do? It sounds like we're about to get sidetracked. Again. I'll press harder, why not? So, why are you withholding the truth from your wife? Well, first of all, I don't think she'd believe me anyway. And second, if there's one thing that Desi absolutely detests, it's criminals. If that's the case, then why did you ever start thieving to begin with? Well, Desi is crazy about shopping. She's a real shopaholic. But she's the love of my life, Your Honor. I guess you could say I'm a Desi-holic. So you do have a complicated family situation after all. Alright, that's enough. Please continue with your testimony. I beg of you. I'm actually gonna save, because I only have 1 fucking health left. So, literally anything could take me out of this trial completely. I thought you were gonna be the one to show us the proof. You know, that you're the real masked Twinkle Damask and not just some kind of obsessed fanboy. Hey now, that's not fair. Why do I have to do all the hard work anyway? Maybe because you're the one making the outrageous claim? For a change? Come on, Nick. You know that Mr. Delight couldn't have committed the crime. You're the one with the fancy law degree. It's time you put it to work anyway. I need some kind of proof that Ron couldn't possibly be masked Twinkle Damask. Well, I guess if you had that kind of proof, we wouldn't still be here, would we? For the time being, maybe I need to shift strategy. I should try to show that Mr. Delight couldn't have stolen the urn. Anyway, You've got no alibi? I've been a judge for a long time, and this is the first time I've ever heard a defendant brag about having no alibi. But I tell you, I was in Lordly Taylor that night. No. That's too vague, even for me. To be more precise, I was down in the basement warehouse. Hold on. What is it, Nick? Where was Ron Delight when the crime happened anyway? If we can prove he had an alibi after all, this case will be a piece of cake. Well, you're right, but... You think you can prove that? Wake up and smell the coffee. Well, I think maybe I can. Mr. Wright, do you have any evidence that shows the defendant has an alibi? Found in Ron's wallet. Found in the KB security building around 1 AM the night of the crime. This could be an alibi. But it's just the wallet was there. He wasn't. Oh, October 12th. When was the crime? Night of the crime. AM 58:43. Was it October 12th that the crime was? I'm gonna try the ransom letter. Or the wallet. It might be one or the other. I have the evidence. Or do you think I'm still some sort of third-rate rookie? Oh, I've never seen you this angry before. I'm not surprised. Anger is the last refuge of the pathetic. I thought I was more confident than angry. Well then, let's see the evidence already. I'm gonna go with the blackmail letter. Mr. Delight, I believe you've seen this before, correct? That's... What is it? A blackmail letter. That's what it looks like from the contents. Blackmail? According to this letter, at 1 o'clock in the morning on the night of the crime, Mr. Ron Delight was ordered to go to the offices of KB's security. Also, like, tell me this face is not a bishy girl. Like, tell me it isn't, because you can't. This is a pretty girl face. We know this. Those are just waiting to grow out into Ojo spirals. Like, come on. 1 o'clock in the morning. Correct. Which is around the time the security camera photo was taken. So if the defendant was at KB's security at 1 o'clock in the morning, then that proves that he has a watertight alibi. No! Furthermore, considering the distance between Lordly Taylor and KB's security, it would have taken 30 minutes to get there by car. According to Larry, anyway. Well, Mr. Godot, do you have anything to say? He's gonna be like, how can you prove that he went? And then I'm gonna show him the wallet. And stop drinking that coffee! Come on, Mr. Thief. Don't let this guy beat you. Tell him why he's wrong. You're the only one who calls me thief, Mr. Godot. All right, I'll try. I'll do it. I will. He's really got Mr. Delight all worked up. Yeah, he's like a kid at his first day of school. Mr. Wright, it's true I received a blackmail letter, but whether or not I actually went there is a whole different story, right? Oh, sorry if I'm sounding dramatic. I guess I don't know what I'm talking about. That was brilliant. Well, Mr. Wright, it looks like you need some more evidence after all. This stupid kid. Now then, let's see your evidence. It's the wallet. Demonstrate to this court that Mr. Delight actually went to KB's security that night. It's his wallet. Mr. Delight, this wallet belongs to you, correct? Yes, it does. I lost it somewhere. Mr. Wright, when you find a wallet, you should report it to the police right away. No, you don't understand. This is an important piece of evidence. Evidence? Mr. Delight, when did you first notice that you'd lost your wallet? Let's see. I think it was on the night of the crime. But I know I still had it when Desi and I went out for dinner. This wallet was found at approximately 1 a.m. at KB's security headquarters. What? Surely you're not serious. Yes, I am serious. This proves that Mr. Delight was in fact at KB's security that night. No! Oh, I just want to be guilty. Let me be guilty. Fuck. Huh. This is indeed sad. Romanticists are blind to the reality that lies before them. Huh? What does that mean? Why did Mr. Delight drop his wallet at KB's security? What purpose did it serve? Perhaps it was dropped by his wife to create a false alibi for her dear husband instead. Well, no, because the night of the crime, she was fucking speeding along the highway on her motorcycle and got caught by a cop. There's a record of it. Sorry, but Mr. Delight probably dropped it himself when he went to use this. The key card to KB's Security's CEO's office. CEO's office? What's wrong? No snappy comebacks? The fact is that Mr. Delight entered the CEO's office around 1 o'clock that night. No, 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 no! It's incredible that he can enunciate like that while drinking coffee. Like, truly chugging his coffee. Order! 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 So when the theft of the urn occurred, the defendant was at KB's security. It looks like a perfect case for the defense. You may see it as a perfect case, Judge. But to me... well, let's just say that my Godot Blend 107 impresses me a lot more. What are you trying to say? You say the thief was being blackmailed by the CEO of a security company. But did you actually investigate this CEO at all? Huh? Well, no, I guess not. Accusing a man of blackmail with no proof? I'm not sure what I think of that. Not sure what I think of that. At least I know what I think of you. Good point. I'm not sure what I think of it myself. You claim that the defendant entered the CEO's office, but you'll need at least one witness to corroborate your claim, Mr. Wright. Nick, I think we're gonna have to track down the CEO guy. No, we don't have to track down the CEO at all. It creates a record every time it's used. Dumbass. What do you mean by that, Mr. Trite? There's someone else who can testify. Is it Barry? I'm gonna save real quick. Oh, I can't. It's probably Larry. It's Larry, because it's a person. It's not like the security system. Who is this useless-looking young man? That's an accurate assumption. You don't remember him, Your Honor? Not exactly. But just looking at his picture makes the bile start to rise in my throat. I look at this guy and I'm just like, he is straight, and that makes me want to throw up. He is the only confirmed straight character in this series. He even tried to be gay, and it didn't work out. It makes me want to throw up. It looks like he doesn't remember the case from 2 years ago. He probably blocked out that memory on purpose. Anyway, this man was working as a guard at KB Security that night. Oh? The question at hand is, this key card. Yep, that's the key card they use in the building I work. According to the serial number, this one is for the CEO's office. You needed to get into that room, and every time you use that card, it leaves a record. Yep, it tells you exactly who entered the room and when. As you can see, there's no need to investigate the CEO of KB Security. We should be able to discover the truth simply by analyzing this keycard's data. Shouldn't have drank it that fast, went down the wrong pipe. You know how it is. Well, Mr. Godot, the name of the CEO of KB Security is Kane Bullard. I wasn't able to contact him directly, but I got the keycard data. Here. So what does it show? Each keycard has its own serial number, and they leave detailed reports of their use. According to this data, this card was used at 1 AM on the morning of the crime. There it is, baby. But that means it can't be Mr. Delight dressed as Mask Twinkle Damask in this photo. It looks like you're right. 2 minutes isn't even enough time to brew a good cup of joe. So then... Ron Delight was clearly in the office of KB Security's CEO at the time of the crime. The prosecutor's office is ready to admit that fact. Therefore, it's impossible for the defendant to be Masked Twinkle Damask. Good job! You did it, Nick! That's enough. I came perilously close to besmirching the record of an innocent young man. Again, for the second time this night. Besmirching him with the title of Thief. 2, the sequel to Thief. What's wrong, Your Honor? I'm ready to pass judgment, but before I do that, do you have any further objections? No, Your Honor. Very well. The court finds the defendant, Mr. Ron Delight. There it is, baby! Hell yes, we got the confetti and everything. Only got tripped up once during that case. Court is now adjourned. October 13th, 2:24 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 4. Nick, you did it! You were right after all. Actually, I'm a little bit ashamed of myself. Nicky boy. Oh, Miss Delight. I knew you could do it. I believed in you all along, Nicky boy. I don't know how I can ever repay you. Oh, shucks. Thanks, Miss Delight. I just know that I'm blushing. Congratulations, Mr. Nick! Pearls. I got a bad feeling about this. Who is this woman? Oh, she's nobody. She's just, You're blushing! How dare you do this in front of Mystic Maya? You should be ashamed of yourself! Ow! She slapped me! Pearly. This woman is Miss Desiree Delight. She's our client's wife. Mr. Nick! Yes? You're even worse than I thought. Going behind the back of your own client. No. You got it all wrong. I'll never forgive you. Fucking kicking the shit out of him. It's like she's a lesbian anyway. That's why she's force-femming her husband. Ow! A double slap. That does significant damage. At least she didn't roll more than twice. Well, anyway, All's well that ends well, right? We got these sacred urn back, and the thief has been caught. You're so right. And it's all thanks to Nicky Boy here. But actually, it was you, Miss Delight, that brought us the urn back. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Oh, please. You're embarrassing me. If we won the case... And why does this guy still look so glum? Nick, are you stupid? He wants to be mask to mask so bad. And you objectively proved in court on record that he was not. Of course he's sad. But I am the thief. Actually, what's the point now? What is it, honey? I did my best for you, Ronnie. I know that, and I appreciate it, Desi. But the thing is... Come on. Give the kid some time. He's just got a little touch of the blues. You know about feeling blue, right, amigo? Mr. Goodell, what are you doing here? No, come on. I just came here to say thanks to my newest buddy. You, Mr. Wright. Maybe you should learn my name before you call me buddy. I appreciate that he's wearing like an old-timey bartender outfit. Because frankly, an old-timey bartender outfit is kind of a sick look. Yes, of course I watched Death Parade and really enjoyed it. Well, playtime's over. Huh? Early this morning, the body of Kane Bullard was discovered. Oh my god, is he on trial for murder now? Kane Bullard? Where have I heard that name before? It's like, we have proven that he was in the CEO's office at 1 a.m. the night of the night of the theft. And I assume Kane Bullard was killed at that exact time. Isn't that the name of the CEO of KB Security? Wait, body? The estimated time of death was 1 a.m. on October 12th. 1 a.m. on October 12th? You don't mean... That's right, amigo. At the same time that cheap little urn was being stolen, the CEO of KB Security was being murdered. So then, what are you doing here? No, come on. You figured it out already, haven't you, amigo? Have you already forgotten about that piece of info I helped you out with today? Helped me out? What? On October 12th at 1 o'clock in the morning, Ron Delight was in the CEO's office, the scene of the murder. After getting that blackmail letter, he must have been imbrued with utter rage. What are you saying? Imbrued with rage? Come on, don't tell me you didn't know. Ron Delight was once an employee of KB Security. He was a professional security guard. An employee of KB Security? It looks like the alibi that saved him from being convicted as a thief is gonna be the noose that gets him hanged. Kind of an anti-alibi. No way. He can't be the thief because he was at the murder scene when the murder occurred. No, that's a lie. It can't be true. Do you think this guy has the strength to kill anybody? Look at that face. Look at that face and tell me this guy killed somebody. Come on. This guy is biting his lip like he just got turned down for the like a spot at the ball or something. This guy just learned that the what is it? the egg's shell couldn't be broken through. And he's gonna stay where he is forever. But I am a thief, I tell you. Ron Delight, you're going back to prison again. This time, the charge is much more serious. This time, you'll be tried for murder. What? This is impossible. I'm looking forward to another exciting showdown, Mr. Wright. You and I aren't through with each other yet. Surely you won't back down from a challenge. You've never been a coward. Mr. Nick! Is there something personal between you two? I've returned from the depths of hell to do battle with you. At least let me have some fun while I'm here. This guy, who the heck is he? He may be quiet, but he's the most dangerous enemy I've ever faced. Well then, time to say goodbye to Mr. Delight. And frankly, he's styling. Guy knows how to dress. And the double silver earrings? Like, he's ripping off my shit. Sure, I have a sword also, but like the double silver rings? Fucking ripping me off. Nick, how could this be happening? Right in front of our very eyes, our client has been arrested for murder. And the one who established his presence at the scene was me. Oh, Ronnie! Arrested for murder on the very same day he's declared innocent of larceny. What the heck's gonna happen next? To be continued. Let us continue. October 13th, 3:02 p.m., Wright & Co. Law Offices. It's the same day. You know, I'm glad we found the urn and all, but poor Mr. Delight got arrested again. Well, supposedly Mr. Delight was in the CEO's office when the murder occurred. No way, Jose! I don't buy it! But the one who proved that Mr. Delight was there was Mr. Nick himself. At least, from what I can understand. Looks like you did too good of a job this time, Nick. Well, how about we get started looking into the KB's security murder? I think I'm gonna head back to Crane Village for a little while, if that's alright. Yeah, you shouldn't be here for a murder investigation. Sure, but why? I'm gonna bring the sacred urn back and have some people take a look at it. Oh, that's a good idea. I think I'll go with... No, Mystic Maya, you should stay here. I want you two to spend some special quality time together, full of love and happiness. Pearls is so caught up in her fantasy, she forgot there's a murder to solve. Now remember, no fighting, okay? She's gone. Okay, Nick, time to get going on this murder investigation. October 13th, Lordly Taylor, main exhibition hall. The Treasures of Crane exhibit is all ruined now. Maya. I'm sorry, it's just so sad. This was our big chance for everyone to learn about spirit channeling. Maybe I can cheer her up somehow. Maybe with a hamburger. Well, now that we've got the sacred urn back, maybe they can reopen it? Really? Sure, maybe we can label it the Urn of Masked Twinkle Damask's Desires. That would probably attract a lot of attention. Whoa! Whoa, whoa! That's brilliant, Nick! We could clean up and be filthy rich! Woohoo! Yes! Wow, that was surprisingly easy. Peony Wright. True. October 13th, Lordly Taylor, basement warehouse. Oh, it's you, Mr. Wright. Miss Andrews? What's she still hanging around down here for? So, how's it going? What about the sacred urn? The urn? Oh, that. It's been taken care of already. What do you mean, oh, that? Taken care of? Do you mean it's been found? Yes. It was brought in during the trial today. Wow, really? You really are the greatest, Mr. Wright. Mr. Wright had nothing to do with it. This is such a cute sprite. Yeah, all of her sprites in this game are very cute. It was Masked Twinkle Damask's wife that found it. No, it wasn't. We proved that Ron was not Masked Twinkle Damask. We know this. Very, very definitively. Well, anyway, I'm so relieved. I just heard all about it on the news. So that detective was actually the thief all along. It looks that way right now. It's my fault. I'm the one who ended up hiring Damask to guard the treasures. Don't blame yourself. You were just doing your job. How do you like this investigation music? It's pretty good. I don't like the cornered music as much, but the investigation music is nice. It's poppy. Why is there a sign on here that says no open flames, and why does it look like it's been soaked in water? Hey, Nick, if she wants to apologize, you should let her. So, when was it that you hired Detective Atmy again? About 20 days ago. And when was it that Masked Twinkle Damasked calling card arrived? That was about 10 days ago. Yeah, the cornered theme in this that we just hit in the last courtroom session was, it was very low-key. It was not a strong one, frankly. So he sent a calling card to the very place he was hired to guard. I guess that's it then. Detective Atmy must have really wanted the Sacred Urn after all. I guess so. Sorry, I wasn't here. I was kind of passing out in my driver's seat. Oh, don't worry about it. We've still got more time. We've got like 2 more hours of stream if I can survive that. What? So, Masked Twinkle Damask murdered someone as well? Well, that's how things look right now. Yes, but I thought he was here stealing the urn at the time. Plunger number 3 worked. Well, I'm glad that one of them worked eventually. Well, we're talking about a criminal mastermind, so anything is possible. Nick, let's get down to business already. On the night of the theft, did you notice anything suspicious about Detective Atmy? Only like $40 in the hole? I'm surprised you didn't return them. Like, if the first 2 didn't work, they should not have charged you for them. No, I couldn't have. You can't really? I mean, I guess you did use them, but like, you can't really return used plungers. I mean, if they don't work, I feel like you should at least get your money back, even if you can't return them. After all, he was hidden the entire time. I never even caught a glimpse of him. He claims that that's the way he always operates. That's just what he says so we can have an alibi when he commits the thefts himself. I would like that, but unfortunately that's not gonna work. Damn it! Yeah, he was caught in the crime scene photo dressed up as Masked Twinkle Damask pretty well. I'm so glad that you got your sacred urn back. Yes, but there's still something that bothers me about it. What is it? I'm not exactly sure, but somehow the urn that came back seems different. Because they reassembled it properly, and it's got pink shit all over it from the box. Really? You wouldn't know anything about that, would you, Miss Andrews? No, I don't know anything. Why would I? Oh, Jesus. Cyclops? What do you think this means, Nick? It means the person that holds the secret to the mystery of the Sacred Urn is our very own Miss Andrews. I mean, she probably saw that it was fucking destroyed. Oh my god. What if she dropped it and then put it back together? But instead of putting it back together wrong how it was, she put it back together correctly because she's not a 5-year-old. And so it's clear that it was broken again. Well, let's see what she wants. Would she have been hiding it if she did it on purpose? Well, she definitely didn't do it on purpose. Miss Andrews, do you know anything about the Sacred Urn? Do I know anything? I'm in charge of the entire treasure exhibit. The urn that was submitted before the court today, it's obviously not the same urn as before. Well, that's true. Maybe it isn't the same. It could be a fake. A fake? You're the one who said it wasn't the same, so that's the most obvious explanation. Do you have any evidence that the urn that was submitted at the trial was genuine? So there's the box. I don't have the urn, unfortunately. No, I don't think I have any proof yet. Do you like the cool sword? I do. It was in Okami. Organi. Organize. I just want to see if there's anything new. Moved it. Dry for several days. It's pink. There's a shape. That was where the box was. But we haven't determined that yet. Here's the box that was definitely there. It's a bad box, but Maya put it together, so she gets sad. What is it? Shichishirin sword. I think that is always very cool. It's truly brutally unfair they assigned it to Kirin and Monster Hunter and making it worthless. I know, really, it's just like, hey, Monster Hunter, I don't care about elements. I care about sharpness and damage. And also, you know, crit chance is really, really good also. But, like, give me that tasty sharpness. That's one of the... Shishido? Well, that's not how they pronounce it in here. It's specifically spelled Shishito. Like S-H-I-C-H-I-S-H-I-T-O. I mean, it's a great sword, EO. Oh, I mixed sentences. No, it's a Shichishirin sword. Because it turned out that Atmy was the real thief. It's still hard to believe. Looks like Adrian feels really bad about it. I'm gonna take full responsibility and fix that sword myself. I know I don't look it, but I have complete confidence that I can fix it right up. Interesting. Almost like you fixed the urn right up. Because you're so talented. I promise I'll fix it so you never knew it was bent in the first place. I'll buy a forge. I'll become a blacksmith. Please be gentle with it. God, I wish I was her. With enough anxiety, you can be. I guess it's more OCD than anxiety. Yeah, it doesn't... yeah. Shichishido. That's what it is. Already there. Alright, let's go somewhere else. Detective Agency. October 13th, Atmy Detective Agency. She did not look at the pewter. I mean, we looked at the pewter before. Whoa, this place is literally crawling with cops. They're like scuttling all over the walls and shit. What did you expect? Now they know that he was actually masked Twinkle Damask. It must be incredibly embarrassing for them, don't you think? Yeah, I guess they're trying to make up for it by tearing the place apart. Look at all the knives. Oh, yeah. His rent is gonna go up? Well, he's not gonna have to worry about that. He is in prison. For stealing. Hey, I just noticed. Gumshoe's nowhere to be seen. Well, he is a homicide detective. He's probably working on that murder case. But wasn't he in charge of the masked Twinkle Damask investigation all the way up to yesterday? Well, a murder case is a lot more exciting, isn't it? He'd say something like, "There's nothing like a good murder case, pal." Points for the quality of the impression, but I'm not sure Gumshoe has bloodlust, Maya. Nothing to look at because there are cops around. October 13th, masked Twinkle Damask's hideout. Oh, Nicky boy, Maya! Miss Delight. All I wanted to do was help my dear Ronnie. Yeah, but I guess it ended up hurting his case. Don't say that, Nick. She doesn't need your help beating herself up. Hey, Nicky boy, please, please help Ronnie. He's not a killer, I swear. My Ronnie wouldn't hurt a fly. Her earrings? Yeah, she loves motorcycles. Like a lot. Alright, I'll poke around and see what I can find out. Really? Are you serious? Oh, I'm so happy. I knew asking for your help was the right thing to do. I don't know what I can do to help anymore. I had no idea Miss Delight had such a vulnerable side. Listen carefully, Nicky boy. My Ronnie would never, ever kill anyone. It's just not in him. His hands are too soft and delicate. And he can barely lift that tank when he wants to move it around. I don't think he would either, Nick. Yeah, but you have to admit he's got a bit of a temper in him. What day is it in California? Friday, I believe. It's not that hard to imagine him snapping and screaming, "Please die!" He would never say that. Anyway, Miss Delight, he might not be a killer, but he's still going around saying that he's a thief. I like Ron. I like Ron too. I can't wait till she comes out as a woman and just starts... I guess... I was gonna say starts dressing more bishy, but she already dresses extremely bishy. This is like my favorite case from this game. Oh, I get it. It's already been a ton of fun. I already told you that's just a fantasy for him. Miss Delight, I hate to say it, but you're the one living in a fantasy world. What? How dare you say that to me, Nicky boy? This is my least favorite as a game. But Godot is there? And he's hilarious? I know everything about my Ronnie. We don't have any secrets between us. Ronnie isn't the thieving type. He's so honest, he wouldn't even sneak a nap. Yeah, I fucking hate him. He's so honest, he wouldn't even steal a glance. A thief. The very idea. I guess I just don't get it. Huh? Get what? I just can't understand how they can be so different and yet be such a happy couple. It's the estrogen. Yeah, they sure are different. Come on now, Nicky boy. It's not that mysterious, is it? It was love at first sight. For me, anyway. What? For you? Unshrimp? I can unshrimp. Okay. I hate these kinds of people more than anything. You mean ace detectives? No, I'm fine with ace detectives. Oh, so then you must mean thieves. No, they're alright, too. I just hate thieves that pretend to be ace detectives. There's nothing I hate more than cowardly men. By the way, why did you go to Detective Atmy's office anyway? Her meat is huge, obviously. We know this. If her sprite was a little further down, we would know 100% for sure, but it cuts off right there. Well, as the trial went on, I started getting more and more anxious. I went there to try out more about the real criminal. I meant Rachel? Ron. Oh, okay. I was like... Uplink just assigning Ron a new name. The real criminal? I think Ron would probably just keep going by Ronnie, because that's what their wife already calls him. Yes, obviously the real masked Twinkle Damask is not my Ronnie, right? Yeah? And Detective Atmy knew more about masked Twinkle Damask than anyone else. Fruit? Real. I like that you say Twinkle. Yeah, Teeps was just like, you should say Twinkle for the star. And I'm like, that's really funny. And frankly, if I had a keybind to make a little twinkle sound effect, I'd be doing that instead. But I don't know how to set that up. They mentioned him on a Great People Around Town segment on TV. So then, you went there to ask him some questions. That's right. I'll do whatever it takes to save my man. His secretary said, the ace detective isn't in right now. But I forced my way past her and into his hideout. I wouldn't exactly call that office of his a hideout. That bag was sitting right there on top of the table. Oh yeah, we saw that bag there yesterday too. There's nothing lower than someone who would try to pin a crime on someone else. Miss Delight, do you know about KB Security? Don't be silly, of course I do. That's where my Ronnie works. So she thinks he still works there, huh? And yet, according to what we heard today... Come on, don't tell me you didn't know. Ron Delight was once an employee of KB's security. He was a professional security guard. Ron quit. He doesn't work there anymore. It looks like Miss Delight doesn't know. KB's security is only about 20 minutes away. By motorcycle, that is. Because she drives like a crazy person. Larry told me it takes 30 minutes by car. Well, I have to admit I tend to fly pretty fast on my bike. To make it to KB security that fast, are you sure you aren't literally flying? Why don't I give you a ride sometime? Or better yet, how about now? No, I'll pass, thanks. Why don't you just tell us where it is and we'll go ourselves? What a scaredy cat you are, Nick. Mr. Light told us the location of KB's security. Okay, let's head over there right away, Nick. Did Mandy or I tell you that the Ippo mangaka draws, like, real fight posters for the main characters? That's pretty cool. So was it really love at first sight when you first met Mr. Delight? Well, maybe not at first sight, but Ronnie saved my life. Saved your life? I was at work one day when 2 robbers suddenly rushed in. Well, I'm not the kind to just curl into a little ball in the corner, so I fought back. Robbers? Yes, they took me hostage. I was so frightened. They were both carrying these huge knives, and I broke down into tears. Yeah, I would too if I were in that situation. And then Ronnie came in and she just fucking kicked the shit out of them. Barehanded. It was crazy. Oh, I think I get it. Did Mr. Delight come running to save you? Yes, exactly. I remember he looked so handsome in that guard uniform of his. He went right up to those 2 knife-wielding robbers and screamed in their faces. Please stop it! He screamed. I could see the robbers' faces turn pale. That high-pitched shriek of his does have a surprisingly strong effect on people. Then, crying and swinging his arms like crazy, he attacked the 2 robbers. Why is that guy wearing a big condom? Because they were out of fishnets at the fishnet store. So he had to buy a huge condom. Fucking that post that compares, like, male and female condoms, and somebody comments is like, man, chicks have huge dicks for real. All by himself. He came to save me, a total stranger, all by himself. He was so scared that he was crying and shaking, but he still risked his life for me. Fishnets keep me from getting pregnant, too. You know, I would think that would be the opposite, frankly. Wow. That's a great story. Yes, he may not look it, but in a tough situation, there's no one better. That's why I fell in love with him like I did. That's so romantic. I'd fall in love too, I guess. Look, fishnets are an enhancer. It doesn't matter who's wearing them. Nick, I hope you'll do the same for me if I ever get taken hostage. Also, goggles again? Goggles. With Maya, that possibility always seems to loom in the not-so-distant future. Oh yeah, because she loved motorcycles. Do you want this wallet back? That's Ronnie's wallet. It was found at KB's security on the night of the murder. Ronnie and I went out to dinner early that evening. I'm sure he had his wallet with him then. So it's true then. He must have dropped it at the crime scene. Ah! I know what that is! That's one of those key cards from Ronnie's company. Come to think of it, it's been a long time since I've seen one. That's probably because Ron doesn't work there anymore. Do you know about this? Oh, is that a letter addressed to my Ronnie? Sorry, but I hate it when people poke their noses into other people's business. It looks like Miss Delight doesn't know about it. Which means she has no idea that her husband was being blackmailed. But, anything else I should show her? So what do you know about this? No, you can't show her that, Nick! That emblem is top secret, don't you remember? I mean, sorry about that. We already caught the guy. Why would it be top secret? Sorry about that. But the way she just said top secret was a worse giveaway than what I did. Ooh, when I hear the word top secret, it just piques my interest like nothing else. Alright, that's everything. To the CEO's office. This is a shit office. This is truly awful. So I guess this is where it all went down, huh? Did he get crushed by the safe? What the fuck? Reading the announcer's line in the Pokemon Stadium announcer voice. The walls in here look thick, just like you'd expect in a CEO's office. What has that got to do with anything? Hey, it's you guys. Oh, it's Detective Gumshoe. Today was a real train wreck for you guys, huh? Sure was, pal. That prosecutor made real fools out of us. Yeah, I feel for you. Wow, that's not like you at all. I thought you'd be more like, oh, that was great. You guys got what you deserved, pal. Ho 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 ho. Why are you in a cyber bunker? Because this is the CEO's office? I don't know why he decorated it like this. Or something to that effect. Do I really sound like that to you, pal? If the gumshoe fits. Everybody's been so mean to Gumshoe in, like, the very small time we've seen him in this fucking case. They're like, we gotta get our hits in every single time we see him. Because we don't see him crazy often. Well, anyway, the point is I can tell when someone puts their heart into their jobs. And I can sympathize when things don't go your way. Like, Gumshoe has been extremely nice, and literally every single person in this chapter has been like, fuck this guy! He's an asshole! He wishes we were dead! Sometimes I feel like wrong is the only way things go for us detectives. Wow, I had no idea Detective Gumshoe was such a nice guy. Now if this little love fest is over, maybe we can start investigating. Detective Gumshoe, tell us what you know about the murder! Okay. But the thing is, I'm really not supposed to. Hey, come on. What about how we put our hearts into our work? Things are really working against us right now, and we need help. Okay, okay. I'll tell you. Just don't start crying on me, okay, pal? Okay, I won't cry on you, pal. The victim's name is Kane Bullard. He was the CEO of KB Security and a pretty big fellow in his own right. His corpse was discovered at 9 this morning. His estimated time of death was 1 in the morning at October 12th. Cause of death was blunt force trauma to the head. Probably an object in this room. It happened at exactly the same time that masked Twinkle Damask was stealing the urn, huh? So why did it take almost an entire day to discover the body? There's a good explanation for that one. Bullard's body was stashed away inside that safe. Well then why do you have markers on the ground if you don't know where the body was when he died? That's literally all that's for. You put markers where the body fell out of the safe after you opened it? What the fuck? Safe? Well, it is pretty big. Nobody had heard from him, and when they opened the safe this morning, out he came. Oh, so the body fell out. That white string must be the shape from when he fell out. I think we still need some more information about Mr. Billiard. Maybe we can start by getting the man's name right. So they can recreate the scene as it was discovered. Fair enough, I guess. So, what happened to Mask Twinkle Damask? He's at the detention center screaming like a madman. Investigate me again! He keeps yelling. No, I didn't mean him. He's not the real thief anyway, right? Oh, you mean that detective Atmy? Oh, that was great. That guy got what he deserved. Now that's the detective I know and love. Think about it. Atmy was always around when the calling card showed up, but he always mysteriously disappeared when the heist took place. I was hiding at the crime scene. Yeah, right. That's the lamest thing I ever heard. That's how you knew he was the real thief. Why is this one pink? That would explain how he was able to retrieve the stolen item he keeps bragging about. Yeah, he just did that to make himself look like a great detective. That's all. But there's this one thing I can't figure out about his first heist. His first heist? Yeah, the Tear of Eminon case. There was a witness on that one. A witness? Here, I saved the newspaper clipping. Since the thief is already under arrest, you guys can keep it. I smell. That makes sense. It happens to us all. Hey, this guard here. Haven't I seen him somewhere before? Is it fucking Ron? It's pretty small, so it's kind of hard to see, but now that she mentions it... Ooh! That prosecutor! I really don't like that guy. The way he used our own evidence to do that to Mr. Delight. Yeah, I think he did it that way just because he knew it hurt more. That's what my gut tells me anyway. So, who is that Java-addicted masked maniac anyway? Prosecutor Godot? He's quite the enigma, huh? The thing is, pal, I'd never even heard of the guy before. He just showed up one day at the prosecutor's office, came out of nowhere. That's right, he said this is his first case as a prosecutor. And it's true, according to the records anyway. But, no way he's an amateur. He's an Iceman in court, a maverick that gives me goosebumps. I think you mean Godot, dummy. I don't. Because I know it's pronounced Godot, and also there was a joke about the judge not understanding his name, and he called him Gobo. So the T is silent. Goosebumps? You? Your badge is funny? Thank you. I got it from stealing a law degree. I mean, earning a law degree. Yeah, I knew something was off about him, so I asked around. Nobody would talk to me. They all just turned the other way. Poor Detective Gumshoe. I had no idea you were so unpopular. It was not theft. I earned it by stealing. Just like in Shadows of Doubt. That's the proper way to prove and get anything, is just to steal it out of people's apartments. No, that's not what I meant. That Godot guy acts like he knows more about me and has a grudge against me. I get the feeling he's hiding some kind of dark secret. Oh, okay, it's just the picture. This was his first heist, and I guess I underestimated him. I was sure I was gonna get him, so I was careless and lost the info on the witness. By witness, do you mean the guard in this photo? Yeah, he and the detective worked together to try and catching Twinkle Damask. But he got away anyway, huh? That guard. I got the weird feeling that I'd seen him around lately. Oh my god, there's no way it's not Ron. This guy. I kind of feel sorry for him. He's kind of a sad young guy. Yeah, and he seems to have a habit of always getting arrested prematurely. Well, it's just my personal opinion, but I think the police should have investigated the whole thing more carefully. But weren't you the one that arrested him with a giant goofy smile on your face? Come on, we don't have time to start with that. Let's just leave it alone. Just in case you're wondering, I am a lawyer. Here, take a look at my attorney's badge. Are you still showing that cheap little thing off? A real man keeps his mouth shut and carries a suave police badge, pal. Ew, think about it. A dead guy was laying in here all night. Yeah, oh, by the way, don't bother asking about fingerprints. There was none. Well, somebody opened this safe in the night of the crime, right? Yeah, and so? Well, if Mr. Bullet's body was hidden in here, it must mean that it was opened by either the killer or the victim, right? Yeah, I guess so. I got some bad news for you, pal. Are you ready? Okay, shoot. Opening this baby is no piece of cake. There are only a few people who know how to open this safe, pal. Yeah, and? Everyone that knows how to open the safe had airtight alibis. I checked. Everyone except one. That is, I'm almost afraid to ask. Former Security Chief Ron Delight. What? Ron Delight? He was a security chief? Ron? So he knew how to open the safe, huh? Yeah, sorry for raining on your parade there, pal. I mean, the murder victim probably opened his own safe. They shoved him in there. And either being pushed into the safe cracked his skull, or them shoving the door closed hit him on the head and cracked his skull. This rope. You think it fell out of the safe when it was opened? I don't think so. So you mean... Yeah, I think this string shows where and how the corpse was laying. You mean... the victim, he was killed by being crushed by the safe door? She can't be serious, can she? Check out this big, thick binder here. Leave the heavy lifting to me, Nick! Reading a file isn't exactly back-breaking work, just a little hard on the eyes. Ah! What did you find out, Nick? This file. It's not about any sort of security operations or anything. This huge file is all about Mask Twinkle Damask. It's filled with info on him. It's back-breaking for these two? I mean, yeah, they have to keep passing the brain cell back and forth. What kind of info? It's filled with incredibly detailed information about his methods and the crime scenes. Hey, Nick, look at the last page. It's a list. Let me see. Tear of Eminon, $100,000. This looks like a list of all the treasures that Mask Twinkle Damask stole. So then, $100,000 is the value of the stolen item. I don't know. That number sounds kind of low to me. I think I'd better secretly make a copy of this list. It might be what he paid for them. This must be the CEO's desk. It's a lot simpler than I would have thought. Hey, that looks like a super soft chair. Let me try it out, just for a second. Ooh, nice. I feel just like a CEO. Hey, you! Whip me up a cup of some really expensive import tea and some scones. Move it! Ah, this is the life. The victim sat in that chair just before he was brutally killed, you know. Oh! I mean, yeah, Maya, come on. Obviously. These look like some kind of bookshelf/rolling cabinet hybrid. I can't get in between these two shelves. Don't strain yourself trying. It looks like the shelves are controlled by a special panel. So I guess it's one shelf at a time, huh? Looks like they're filled with bunches of files. Yeah, files filled with data about security jobs they were hired to handle. It'd be a good night's reading, if you've got insomnia. I was hoping for something with a little bit more exciting, like UFOs or something. Ooh, there's this button here. Let's see. Of course. Yeah. Maya, why? Hey, cut it out! Don't press that! That was pretty funny. I never knew Detective Gumshoe could jump like that. What is that button anyway? It's an emergency buzzer. It says right there on the panel. Oops, you're right. It's written right there. Nick, how many times have I told you to read the instructions first? This alarm's connected to the basement guard room. It's used to summon security up here. Really? Then it's possible on the night of the crime. Ooh, so when the CEO was attacked, do you think that maybe he pressed the buzzer? Yeah, I thought about that, so I asked around down there. But they said the buzzer never went off that night. Also, we couldn't find any fingerprints on the buzzer. Mr. Bullard, the victim, wasn't wearing any gloves, by the way, just so you know. I think we'd better go and talk to that guard about this emergency buzzer. Wow, look at that huge framed photo. Tall mountains rising majestically against a dark and cloudy sky. There's a title written at the bottom of the photo. The greatest sunrise of my life. This is it? This was his best sunrise? Either this guy didn't get out enough or he had really rotten luck with the weather. Maybe if he had lived a little longer, he would have seen some better days. I mean, this looks very pretty. I don't know why they have such a problem with it. It's like, oh no, there's clouds. Shut the fuck up. We love clouds. Clouds are epic. Anyway. Nothing to talk about. Detective Gumshoe, about this right here? Sorry, it's hard to believe, but there's a limit to how much my brain can hold. I got 2 ears and 2 eyes, but I only got 1 brain. I can see your eyes and the ears. But the jury is still out on the brain thing. Hey Nick, if you have something to say, just come out and say it. Don't be a pussy, Nick. Just tell him he's stupid. Oh, a juice box. October 13th, KB Security Security Guard Office. Wow, this is really something else. I feel like you shouldn't be hanging your coat there, on that lever. For a security guard office, it doesn't really feel secure. I mean, there are so many hazards. You have your jacket hanging on a big fucking, like, switch. You have an open bottle of juice on top of some computers. You've got open chips. You've got tea on the left. Jesus Christ. KB security guard. Uh-oh. I just remembered. Larry might be... Hey, Nick! What's up? So he is here. Yo, how's it hanging, dude? You got my sweet little Maya with you, too. Hi, Larry. Here I was, working my fingers to the bone. And in walks an angel. I got no problems with a daytime date. It's all good. No, that's not what we're here for. We're investigating the Bullard murder case. Huh? Oh, yeah, that's right. You're a lawyer, aren't you? It's sad that he can't do his little, like, sleeve swinging sprite anymore because his sleeves are, like, actually properly fitted to him. He always looks like he's gonna cry. That's what being straight in this universe will do to you. He's so hopeless and clueless. Well, if it's about the murder case, boy, have I got some good info for you. Really? What is it? Well, I don't mind sharing with my sweet little Maya, but Nick here is a different story. But Larry, I thought you two were old school buddies. That was then and this is now. Hey, Larry, there's something I want you to look at. Hey, Nick, I told you I'm a pro. And you don't interrupt a pro while he's working. I don't have time to sit and chat with you, alright? Oh, is that right? Oh! Naturally, I've got time for you, though, Maya. We're gonna have to squeeze this guy if we want to get more info out of him, huh? Point. Nope, nothing. Hi, Emily. Thank you for the subscription. Welcome to the stream. So, what's this good info you were talking about, Larry? Hey, I'm a guard, a pro. I can't just give away information for free. He wants a bribe? I thought professionals were more, I don't know, honest? Can you talk to him, Maya? Larry, tell us already. What's the good info? Hey, I like that. This kitten has got some claws. Okay, you really want to know? Yes, yes. So tell me. How did Larry become a cop? No. He's not a cop. He's a security guard. Okay, so the thing is, Ron DeLate was an employee here. And naturally, since I'm a pro, I looked into his background. Follow me? Yes, you're a pro. I follow you. Go on. Well, 1 year ago, Ron DeLate was fired. And there was no warning at all. It just happened all of a sudden. I know this is a small company, but I think it was pretty awful. I guess he must have done something bad to have gotten fired like that. Like, maybe skipping out of work to go pick up hot chicks or something. No, that's just you. So what is it like to be a part-time security guard? Let me tell you, it's tough. Well, you know me. I get by alright, I guess. First, I have to keep my eye on those monitors. All the time. Monitors? There are security cameras set in each room around the building. It's really hard. Sometimes I feel like my eyes are gonna fall out. Oh. Then if I see something suspicious, I have to contact one of the teams. What teams? The security teams for this company. They're supposedly the best in the business. You're in like a fucking submarine command center right now. Also, if you look at the top left, there's like a top-down, like, Zelda game being played on the fucking monitors. I just realized. Like, it looks like a fucking, like like an early Zelda game up there. His ass was playing Pokemon Red. Are you sure he wasn't playing Pokemon Leaf Green, going off of the screen color? But I'm no amateur either, so if it's something small, I don't bother calling him. So in other words, you basically watch TV screens all day long. You were in this office when the murder took place, weren't you? The original Game Boy just looked like that. I don't think you get to pick colors on these monitors. I mean, I was jarking. It was a fully a prank, guys. Well, why do you say that? Jorking? Yeah, I was jorking it. I was fully jesting. I was joshing, as the children say. I was joshing you. This is just a part-time job for me, and I can't operate the equipment, and I'm dumb. Even if it is part-time and you're dumb, you're still in charge of security here. Hey, give me a break! Don't try to pin the whole thing on me! That's not fair, Nick! Uh-huh? I don't think you can expect someone like him to take any responsibility. Anyway, the point is you were here that night, right? Oh, Jesus. Butts, you fucking asshole. Oh no, I knew something smelled bad. And it was the butts after all. Well, it's like I always say. That was then, and this is now. Okay? I'm not even following you on my new Tumblr. Oh, you have a new Tumblr? Looks like I'm gonna have to break his Cyclops after all. Let's check this out. Forward of Magina, yeah. I got banned last year? Oh no! Hey, Larry, that's your jacket, isn't it? That's right! Did you know you hung it right on top of some kind of lever? Yeah, sure. I was told to never ever touch that lever. She scowled and huffed at me. They still haven't given a reason why? Yeah, that's classic Tumblr staff. Something terrible will happen if you do. Got it, Greenhorn? So why hang your jacket on such an important lever? Because it got me curious. If the jacket's weight pulls the lever down, that's what they call an accident. Doesn't the suspense just kill you? Don't you want to know what'll happen? It's true. It's killing me too. What about you, Nick? Yeah, but for a different reason. Something's written on the poster in fine print. A guard's 5 commandments. Wow, this sounds serious. Let's see what it says. My throat is already getting a little raw, so if it turns out that his superior officer is Wendy Oldbag, I will end the stream. If Wendy Oldbag appears on the screen, I will save and end the stream. I am not making a I'm not doing the Wendy Oldbag voice while my throat is already raw. I simply won't do it. Let's see what it says. Number 1, obey thy superior. Number 2, respect thy superior. Number 3, smile at thy superior. Number 4, salute thy superior. Number 5, buy donuts for thy superior upon command. It's signed Wendy Oldbag, head supervisor. Oh, Jesus. She's one tough old bird, let me tell you. This is like my boss. Yeah, it feels like a lot of bosses in like kind of labor jobs just kind of take any power they can feasibly get. Like any kind of lower management position. Cross her and you come face to face with a real genuine ray gun. Yeah, sounds scary, alright. Well, fortunately she's on vacation. Oh, thank God. That's why I'm so relaxed right now. That's my partner's seat. Your partner? Well, that's what I call her. She's my superior, actually. Kind of a weird old... If she's on vacation, why does she have tea and candies on her desk? There's tea spilled all over that machine, you know. Oh, don't worry about it. Just the other day, I spilled some chocolate milk on mine. Jesus Christ. It still works just fine, more or less. They really know how to build them, I guess. Wow, take a look at the things here. Hey, Larry, what are they? Did you say, Hey, man, it's not like I have to know what they are to do my job. I always thought they were some kind of decoration or something. Oh boy. How did this guy ever get a job here anyway? Those screens there show what's going on all over the building. Everywhere. And it's my job to keep a steady eye on them. All of them. I wouldn't sound so smug if I were you. Can you watch regular TV on these too? If anyone would sit here and watch TV instead of working, it's Larry. Hey Maya, I'm a pro, okay? Besides, you can't get regular TV on it. And how do you know that, Larry? Because that was my first bit of investigation, if you know what I mean. I know what you're thinking. It was a professional investigation, alright? That's my workstation. Pretty cool, huh? I keep a steady eye on the monitors and use that mic for communicating. Look at all this equipment. It must be hard to operate. No biggie. I think there's an instruction manual somewhere in this room. Somewhere? Instruction manual? What are you gonna do in an emergency? Well, I guess I'd start by calmly looking for the instruction manual. During that time, my partner, the old lady, would calmly look for her reading glasses. That's what us security professionals call teamwork. Even Maya and Pearls could run this place better. Hey! What's that supposed to mean? I got an achievement called Smells Like Old Bag. And it's for examining everything with even a whiff of Old Bag on it. In this game. Horrid. Truly awful. Just be glad she doesn't come back. Oh, I am. That's Kane Bullard, not Shane Bluebeard, pal. Attack your vocal cords. So real. Oh yeah, the victim in this case just doesn't make much of an impression on me. Well, you were the victim up until Mr. Bullard was found dead. Yeah, and his body wasn't discovered until this morning. Anyway, we don't have enough information yet. Can you help us out? Sorry, I'm actually a little confused myself. For some reason, I'm just blabbing like an idiot right now. Okay, Nick. Now's our chance to get more info about the victim, so hurry up and ask. Can you tell us some more about Mr. Bullard? He was the CEO of KB Security, right? What kind of company is it anyway? Well, the company basically sends security teams out to buildings to guard them. Mr. Bullard must have had the chance to learn a lot of secrets doing this kind of work. Oh? And? And I don't know how to put this, but the guy was kind of a money grubber. Really? Me too. I just love money. I can't ever get enough. Please stop leaning in towards me like that. You aren't getting to my wallet. Anyway, it looks like he did some pretty shifty stuff to earn his millions. Oh, so that's my problem. I need to be shiftier. Let me go already. Apparently, he was involved in selling trade secrets between rival companies. Ooh, that's pretty dirty and underhanded. Yeah. Oh, KB Security used to head security operations against Mask Twinkle, the Mask. What? Really? Yeah, and after screwing up so many times, the company's reputation really took a nosedive. So it really was Bullard who sent Ron the blackmail letter, huh? Something about his brain. Profiles. He He doesn't care about butts. Detention center. Let's see if we can talk to Ron. To little Ronnie. I already told you! It's not me! A sad, pitiful whine that tapers into silence. Sounds like they're interrogating Mr. Delight right now. Man, and we don't have enough time as it is. Yeah, well, I guess the police are going crazy just like we are. Yesterday they thought he was a thief, but now they've got a murder case on their hands. I guess you're right. That guard over there looks a bit on edge, too. Come on, we'll just have to come back later. Okay, let's go check out some other place, Nick. I need some way to prove that the urn was the real one. What if I showed you a beautiful woman? Oh my god, he really is a professional. Let's see. Let's talk to Adrian again, I guess. Nothing. 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 I'm being recommended someone playing Toontown Online on the left. Please don't leave! I know Toontown really, really, like, is very, very beloved to us all. But please, I need the viewers. Actually... What if I show her... It has the composure for revengeance, though? Fuck! Okay, so she doesn't think that's... I guess maybe that's not Ron? Not the faintest idea. Not the faintest idea. I know he doesn't look it, but he can really get things done when he puts his mind to it. Really? So when exactly does he put his mind to it? Well, not very often, I admit. But I'll never forget the first time we met as long as I live. It must be nice to have such a fond memory like that. The poster. I'm so happy that you got your sacred urn back. Well, I have you to thank for that, Miss Delight. And I'm sorry. What are you apologizing for? Because I mistakenly blamed your husband for taking it. I told you, didn't I? My Ronnie could never do such a thing. Beep, 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 beep. Oh, I know him. This is Ronnie's boss, the CEO guy. Well, now he's an ex-boss. Someone killed him last night. Naturally, I know that. He was a pretty sly man, let me tell you. Oh, really? You bet he was. He made Ronnie chief of one of the security teams. But that was just so he can work him like a slave. Did Mr. Delight ever have a problem with Mr. Bullard himself? Even if he did, do you think she'd ever tell you about it? Well, Ronnie isn't the type to complain about that kind of thing. I tried to get him to talk to me about work, but he never would. I like the little bird thing on the right. And the plant. The little bird thing is, I think it's a motorcycle? No, you mean the mobile. I think it's called a mobile. The little thing with all the seagulls on it. It's pretty. I feel like I just have to present things to people. Cane Bullard. Oh yeah, I already did that. Beep, 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 beep. Nothing. Let's see what he needs to prove that he was here. Oh wait, no, I know he was here. He grabbed the fucking wallet and went to go see Desiree. On the night of the crime, were you working hard like you were supposed to? What? Huh? Of course I was. Why wouldn't I have been? But didn't you sneak out of work just yesterday to go see Miss Delight? But that was that, and this is this. Is there any chance that you snuck out of work last night, too? Never! I didn't sneak out. I'll tell you what. I'll even bet you $1. $1? Wow. Now that's confidence. What's with that drenched-in-the-rain puppy look on your face? Do you have any evidence that I left my position, or are you just pulling my chain? The evidence that Larry was not manning his station when the murder happened is... Connect to the basement security guard office and no fingerprints on it. I'm gonna go with this. I might take damage for it, though. Whew! I was scared for a minute. Ow. Yeah, there it is. This wallet. You know about this, right? I've never seen it before. Liar, you hand-delivered this wallet to Miss Delight just yesterday. Give me a break. You can't expect me to remember every little thing that happens. Well, I do expect you to remember something that happened just yesterday. What time was it when you found this wallet? I guess it was around 1 in the morning on the first floor of our company building. 1 o'clock in the morning? That's right. In other words, Larry, at the time of the murder, you were away from the security guard office. Yeah, but there's something you didn't think about. What's that? My shift that day didn't start until 10 p.m. The murderer might have snuck in before then. What do you mean by that? If the murderer had snuck in before 10 p.m., then it wasn't my fault. It was the fault of the guy whose shift was before mine. Why do I have the feeling that he still doesn't get the seriousness of this? Listen up, Larry. We know beyond a shadow of a doubt that the killer snuck into the CEO's office after 10 p.m. during your shift. With the card. Larry, when you use this key card, does it leave a record? Yeah, it does. But I can't show the record to just anyone, you know. That keycard data was already made public in the trial today. What? I didn't know that! Any kind of request for info like that is supposed to go through me. Boy, does that sound a bit arrogant coming from a part-time guard. Anyway, according to the data, the door to the CEO's office was opened with this card. Furthermore, it was most definitely used at 1 a.m., the time of the murder. No way! Yes, someone used this to get into the CEO's office. That happened at 1 a.m. on the night of the crime, right in the middle of your shift. Ooh. Larry, you can't duck your responsibility this time. No. Ooh. Oh, no. Fuck. Oh my god, my health, it returns. Oh, I knew it. It's all my fault. It's my fault that the boss was killed. My fault. Larry, there was nothing I could do. I had important issues to deal with too, man. What happened that night anyway? My Donna happened. Huh? Your Donna? I got a bad feeling about this. Yeah, my Donna called and said, I have to talk to you right away. So I went to see her and he was standing right there next to her. Who was? Her new boyfriend! It was like some horrible joke. Before I knew what was going on, the guy socked me right in the kisser. Normally, I'm the one who does the punching. Isn't that right, Maya? Yeah? So, is that why you left the security guard office? I'm sorry. It's all my fault. How can I ever make it up for it, Nick? What can I do? What? He's curled up on the floor, crying like a baby. Oh boy. Nick! Is there anything I can do? Anything! Just name it! I'll do whatever I have to make up for it. I swear I will! Larry. Hey, Nick, as long as he's offering, why don't you show him the evidence we've got? She's right. Maybe we'll get at least one bit of useful information out of him. Delicious beverage. Nick! Alright. Now's the time. The buzzer in the CEO's office is directly connected to this room, right? That's right! Just like my heart is connected to yours, Maya. Stop hitting on her. Huh? Go ahead, Maya. Press the buzzer in your heart. I promise I'll come running to your rescue like the professional guard I am. Wow, that was pretty good. Thanks. I try. Do you think you could tell us about the buzzer now? Yes, please. Please tell us. Okay, I guess so. Prepare to be wowed. Nothing. And then this. He doesn't know anything about that either. Okay. I accidentally pressed the buzzer earlier. Yeah, I heard it. So that was you, huh? You're a security guard, aren't you? Why didn't you come to the CEO's office? Well, this is the 3rd floor of the basement. The CEO's office is on the 1st floor. I thought it would be a good idea to, adopt a wait-and-see approach. Plus, there's a police detective there, right? I just didn't think it was necessary. It's as if he's trying to win an award for the laziest person on the planet. Let's get back to talking about the night of the murder, okay? Is it true that the buzzer didn't go off at night? There must be a record, right? You must have had a look at it, right? Of course I did. And I couldn't possibly have made a mistake either. Do you think you could take just one more look for me? Pretty please? Oh, okay. I just can't say no to you, Maya. What do you think, Nick? He's probably right. I don't think even Larry could make a mistake. Oh! What is it? What's wrong? I made a mistake! Huh? But how? It can't be! It's impossible! Okay, enough already. What about the records? That night, it went off just once. In the morning. Around 1 a.m. That stupid bastard. As if we expected anything else. 1 a.m.? That's when the murder happened. Really? Are you serious? That's terrible. It can't be. But he didn't press it. The CEO didn't, that is. The CEO of our company. He is a pretty good guy. Huh? Really? Really, he should be put down. Yeah, you bet. You know I'm not very good about working hard, right? Yeah, I kinda noticed. Well, guess what the boss said to me about that? I don't expect much work from you, Larry. In return, just don't expect much pay. I see. I guess he had to follow some kind of dumb law about having security built in the building. So in order to pay the lowest wage possible, he went to the bottom of the barrel. To be honest, I really looked up to the boss. If I ever grow up to be a CEO, I want to be just like him. And don't worry, Nick. I promise I'll hire you for security. Okay. You guys have really made me reflect on the way I've been living. But the only problem is with all this reflecting. Where's the time for love? Frankly, I think reflecting is a bit overrated, don't you know? What are you going on about, Larry? Plus, do you honestly have any new info on the buzzer record? Huh? The record? No, nothing at all. This guy reflects about as much as a piece of black carpeting. Detective Gumshoe. Okay, he doesn't care. Beep, 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 beep. Nothing. Boo 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 boo. I thought the whole exhibit would be brighten up whatever or something. I actually thought she didn't have anything to say, so I skipped it. Oops. That's why I went to the trouble of borrowing it from a branch family training hall. A gold statue is totally cool in my book. It arrived rather late, so I thought I wouldn't be able to put it on display. By the way, it looks like the statue was moved on the night of the theft. Do you know anything about that? Huh? No! It certainly wasn't me that moved it. Why is she so flustered all of a sudden? That's what he said. And yet he seemed to let it take a picture of him. I guess he's not as smart as he pretends to be. The camera belonged to Lordly Taylor, so he knew he couldn't tamper with it. So then why would Atmy, I mean Mask Twinkle Damask, allow that to happen? Looks like the door to the actual storeroom. I can see lots of big boxes and stuff back there. I guess that's where they were keeping the sacred urn. Remember, Maya, Miss Andrews said we're not allowed in there. Beep, 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 beep. The security camera was provided by Lordly Taylor Department Store. I took a close look at it on the day after the theft. The timestamp on the photo is definitely real. Okay. The Treasures of Karain exhibit is my first job after last year's ordeal, and I really wanted it to be a success. I've got an idea. Why don't you redo the whole poster? You could put something like, voted best treasure exhibit by Mask Twinkle Damask. Why, Maya, that's a fantastic idea. How would I prove that it's the real urn? Have you been back to your office yet? I guess not. I think I would talk to Pearly to prove that it was the real exhibit. The real urn, but... You must be relieved we got the sacred urn back, huh? You bet! But there's something a little different about it. Don't at me. It's pretty obvious, isn't it? I mean, take a look at this. Oh, she needs to point out the obvious to me. Okay, good. I mean, take a look at this. It clearly says I am on the urn on the poster. But the urn we got back says Ami, like it always used to. Oh, yeah, you're right. Plus, the vase has pink splotches on it now. I'm sure they weren't there before. Maya doesn't know, but 1 year ago, when the urn was broken, the repairer accidentally turned Mystic Ami's name into I am. And that repairer was one mechanically unskilled little Pearls. They shot Komeda on that vase? True. I don't remember ever seeing pink splotches on it. Is it possible the urn is a fake? I'm sure Pearls will find out about that once she gets back to Crane Village. Yeah, I suppose. Now that I think about it, Maya hasn't been back to Crane Village. Now we can go back to Crane Village. Would you play those too? I mean, I played the first one and enjoyed it. I don't know if people would actually, like, care about me playing Danganronpa, but I enjoyed the first one. I would probably play the other ones. 1 and 2 I would be interested in playing 2 also. I don't know anything about the later ones. I'd definitely rather play the Nonary games first. I didn't like 3. I feel like that's what a lot of people say about it. It felt really predictable. You can, like, lie in it. Interesting. So, I guess people still go to Crane Village to do their training, right? Yep, if you want to become a spirit medium, you need to undergo severe training. So why haven't you been training lately, Maya? Well, lately I've been thinking of heading to a channeling dojo to do just that. A channeling dojo, huh? Sounds pretty serious, whatever that is. If you're gonna train, you have to be serious. Otherwise, real tragedies can happen. Is what happened last year still bothering you? We remember that murder in our village. It happened because the power of channeling was misused. When a medium uses the Crane technique, she temporarily loses her own will. So when an especially strong spirit is summoned, the spirit medium can get taken over and even forced to commit terrible crimes. What's worse, in those cases, the spirit medium has no memory of what happened. That murder, it wasn't your fault, Maya. You know that, don't you? It wasn't even the spirit's fault. I suppose not, but I guess I'm still a bit shaken up, that's all. Sounds like being the master of Crane is going to be a heavy responsibility. Okay, we can't go back to Crane Village. So, what do we do now? Isn't it obvious? We should get out there and investigate the murder! Yes, obviously. Well, first we need to find out exactly where KB's security is located. Already done. Hey, why don't we ask Miss Delight? Already did that. Besides, I want to ask her some stuff about motorcycles. Motorcycles? You're not thinking of getting one, are you? I'm not the same little Maya who used to be happy with her dinky little bike, Nicky boy. Speaking of asking around, I've got a few questions of my own for Mr. Delight. Okay, well, let's make sure to go to the detention center, too. Yeah, well, I wanted to, but I can't go there. Well, now I can. Oh, see, there we go. Okay, I just needed to talk to Maya about it. So that I could bring up that it wasn't the real urn to Ron. Little Ronnie. Oh my god. No! Connect, you fool! Mr. Wright! Mr. Delight? Did they finish their interrogation? You can't call her that. I can't call her Little Ronnie? Yes, but please don't leave me alone anymore! Mr. Delight, you being afflicted by coworker and classmate. Ah, okay. Yes. Okay. Don't call her that, please. Oh, okay. I got you. Mr. Delight, you lied to us before, didn't you? Well, you see... On the same night the sacred urn was stolen from Lordly Taylor department store. So moe. I know, right? Fully bishy. A blackmail letter you got summoned you to KB Security to hand over some money. And then, that's where the CEO, Kane Bullard, was murdered. But there's only one Ron Delight. Am I right? So the only question is, where were you that night? This time I want to hear the whole truth. Your life depends on it. Oh, okay. Mr. Delight, do you still insist that you're masked Twinkle Damask? Isn't that what I've been saying since yesterday? That was a quick response. Tell me about it. To be honest, it's starting to get irritating. But listen, Mr. Delight. At the trial today, we learned the true identity of the thief, didn't we? I assume it is literally that Atmy invented the character of fucking Mask Damask. But Ron is the one who wears the costume, specifically to pose as Mask Damask. Whereas Atmy actually does the stealing and, like, commits all the crimes. Given that they were together and Ron was a witness at the original crime scene. I guess it's true. I wasn't the one who stole the urn. Of course not. After all, you were at KB's security at the time. So then the person dressed up as Mask Twinkle Damask in this photo, Luke Atmy, is such an inspired name. It really is. It's one of my favorites in the series so far. It's gotta be Detective Atmy. I like him too, he's a good heel. Kira! So, that night, you didn't go to Lordly Taylor. You went to KB's security, right? Yes, I went to KB's security at the time the blackmail note said I should. Alright, what happened next? Well, I used to work there, so I know where the CEO's office was. I knocked, but there was no answer. So then I used the keycard to unlock the door. That's probably when he dropped his wallet. When I went into the CEO's office, someone was in there. Someone? Oh, Jesus. Then, suddenly they bashed me over the head. Bam! Oh, he? Yeah, we all know that he's on, like, a truly powerful estrogen dose by his wife. He's being force-femmed as we speak, even in prison. It's just a natural reaction to seeing Ron delight. Was it Kane Bullard that hit you? I don't know. It was Luke Atmy's silhouette there, but that could be a misdirection by the video game. The person ran away while I was still stunned. When I came to my senses, the sight I saw left me speechless. The dead body of the CEO was right there in front of me. I thought I'd die myself. Anyway, I thought I should do something with the body. So that's why you put it in the safe? Yes, that's right. Fucking insane to be like, oh my god, a dead body. Well, I better hide this. I used to be the chief of one of the security teams, so I knew how to open it. Okay, and what did you do after that? Well, I got out of there for starters. I was the one who set up the security cameras in that building. So I knew how to avoid being spotted by them. Nick, all of a sudden, Mr. Delight kind of sounds like the murderer to me. Please don't say that. Mr. Delight, is it true that 1 year ago you were forced to quit KB's security? How did you? I'm begging you, please don't tell Desi! Please! Don't worry, we haven't told anyone yet. Whew, thank goodness. No, I suppose I'll have to tell her sometime. She'll find out eventually. Why have you been hiding it from her anyway? Desi would despise me if she ever found out I was living a life of crime. A criminal. A thief. She'd never forgive me. My marriage would be over. Knowing that, why did you become a thief in the first place? Because Desi spends money like it's water. There's no job in the world that could bring in enough money. Except being a thief. At least, that's what I thought, anyway. So he became Mask Twinkle Damask for Desiree, huh? Hey! This is an article about my debut heist! Boy, that was a tough one. Before I knew it, they were hot on my tail. But Mask Twinkle Damask, he must have gotten away, right? It says in the article that he disappeared. That's right! I got a sudden burst of inspiration. I hid my Mask Twinkle Damask costume in a nearby plastic bucket. And then I quickly changed into my security guard uniform. Pretty clever, eh? Wow, awesome. Hey, hold the phone. The guard in this photo, is that you, Mr. Delight? See, easy. Fucking called it. That's right. Nice trick if I do say so myself. Nice and easy to figure out. Even Pearls could see through that in a heartbeat. But as you might expect, Detective Atmy found the disguise. He truly deserves the title of Ace Detective. Detective Atmy found the masked Twinkle Damask disguise? That's interesting. Yes, and I heard that he brought it home with him. So that's it. That's when Atmy got his hands on this. Thanks to that, I got the chance to remake my costume. That must have been really time-consuming, huh? Yes, it took quite a while to complete. Anyway, a few days after that, I received the first of the blackmail letters. Blackmail letters? You got them starting when? Tell me more, now! Hey, calm down. Don't get so worked up. This blackmail letter. Is this the first one you got? No, of course not. But this isn't the first one that ever called me out to a specific location. More like Ace Defective. Am I right? Jesus Christ. I mean, true. But my god. So, did you start receiving blackmail letters after this incident? Yes. Just a few days after the Tear of Eminon heist. That first letter, it said, I know you did it. So someone found out about your true identity immediately? Like, straight off? No problem, like, right away? Just like that? It's not easy being a master thief, you know? I've got proof it was you, so give up! It went on to say. So in the end, I had to give up the treasure I went through all that trouble to steal. Is that right? Hey, hang on a second. What do you mean by you had to give it up? Oh, don't worry. After I put the jewel in the safe deposit box the letter specified, someone sent me $10,000. No one said anything about me being worried, you know. After that, I started getting the plans in the mail. Plans? This list, we found it in the office of the CEO, Mr. Bullard. Hey! This is a list of all the things Twinkle Damask stole! And that's the value of each item listed next to them. $10,000, $100,000, $1,500. No, $150,000. Are you sure that's the value of the stolen items? These numbers seem a little low to me. Even on the black market, the prices should be at least 3 times higher than that. So I guess he knows about that stuff because he used to be a security guard. What are these plans you're talking about? They were instructions on how to steal a crown or painting or some other rare treasure. They showed security blind spots, escape routes, and even suggested training methods. So you mean that the one who plans the heist wasn't you? No, it wasn't. I only planned the very first one, which failed immediately, of course. After that, I received plans from some very kind person. Incredibly detailed plans. It sounds like Mr. Delight is thankful to the person that was blackmailing him. Who was Atmy, of course. So Ron Delight was masked Twinkle Damask after all, but someone else is behind the thefts. Someone who planned them all out in detail. All I had to do was deposit the treasures I stole into the safe deposit box. Then I just waited for the cash to come in the mail. Could you try not to look so gleeful about it? So you went after the sacred urn because of one of those plans too? Well, see, truth is I've never seen the urn. All I did was follow the instructions and steal what I was told to steal. Mr. Delight, is everything you just told me the truth? Yes. But please don't tell Desi, okay? Ron, before we go, there's one more thing I want to ask you. Yes? But please don't hurt me. Mr. Kane Bullard, do you swear it wasn't you who killed him? Yes, of course! I could never— I'm not lying! All I did was hide his body in the safe! But then I was afraid they'd discover what I did, so I turned myself in yesterday. Why? Well, if the judge had ruled that I was guilty of robbery, then I'd have an alibi, right? Honestly, kind of smart. Don't say that too loud. What? I guess so. You're really clever, Mr. Delight. I guess I have no choice but to take Mr. Delight at his word. Mystic Maya! Hey, Pearly! All I did was hide the body. I mean, there's no way anyone could clip that. That would be ridiculous. Saving stuff for public record that's not in a VOD is impossible. I'm back! Hey, Pearls. So, what have you been up to this whole time? The sacred urn, Mr. Nick. I took it back to Crane Village to have it examined. And? What did you find out? I don't get it, so it is for me. Sorry. And I get away with it yet again. Well, there's no need to worry. They said it's the real urn. Whew! That's a relief. I was really worried. But there's one small problem. Problem? These cute little pink splotches? They said that it's paint. And that they were put on the urn recently. Why are we talking about the pink splotches again? What's the big deal? What's the big deal? We've got to find out how they got there. That's the big deal. Guys, it is so fucking simple. It was in the box. Box gets... The paint spills. Box ends up in the paint. Paint leaks into the box and also gets all over the cover. Box opens. They take the urn out. It has paint on it. The paint is not in a consistent place because the urn was then re-broken and then assembled by someone who wasn't a 5-year-old. No problem. Yes, Mr. Nick, we've got to find out how they got there. Okay, we'll go find out how they got there. It was definitely Adrian, but like, you know. But please don't forget about me. That sounds too far-fetched to be true. I don't know. I'll be seeing you. I'll be seeing you, Damask. How come I can't go to the... Okay, there we go. October 13th, Lordly Taylor, Basement Warehouse. Oh, Pearl, how nice to see you. Hello there. I haven't seen you around lately. What have you been up to? Well, actually, I was having this urn examined. Oh, I see. Feeds you one of those grocery store sugar cookies. Let's go! We can figure out the mystery of what actually happened here. Nick, let's look around one more time! Okay, I was just gonna confront her immediately, but... This box, there's something about it that's bothering me. It has pink paint all over it, on the bottom, specifically. That's the box that the sacred urn was in. It looks like there's some pink paint on it, too. Oh my god, I never noticed that before now. Certainly not before the previous court date that I already saw it in. And it's definitely the same color as the stuff on the urn. Oh my god, you guys are master detectives. You're really fucking throwing me with these detections. I think I know how the paint got on now. Alright, let's investigate again, Nick. Ace defective. Oh my god. It's almost like there's a box-shaped indent in this paint where someone might have, I don't know, picked up a box that was covered in the paint in there. That's crazy. Looks to me like this has been dry for several days. There's something suspicious about this paint mark. Oh my god. It's almost like Adrian moved the statue in order to hide the paint so that she wouldn't be caught for having broken the urn and gotten paint all over it. That's crazy. The bottom left part of it is shaped oddly and it's a shocking pink. Oh my god. Could it possibly be the same paint on both the box and the vase? That would be spooky. Mr. Nick, could it be that this odd shape is... Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is it. That's the box the sacred urn was in! Yes, you wrote the sacred urn on the side of the box, Maya. If you look here, there's a little bit of paint on the box as well. Nick. A little bit? Like, a solid 1/10 of the box is covered in paint. Wow, you're right! Look, it matches! Oh my god. The through line, the logic is insane. It's fucking crazy, Maya. You're really kicking my ass here. What is it, Mr. Nick? This is all turning out exactly as I thought it would. Well, I'm glad Phoenix also fucking realized it immediately. I think it's all starting to become clear. Wait, never mind. He didn't know. We're that much closer to solving the mystery of the urn. Okay, now we'll talk to Adrian. Hello, Adrian. Magatama. Adrian, I really hate using the Magatama on you because I feel bad every time. Miss Andrews, do you know anything about the sacred urn? Do I know anything? I'm in charge of the entire treasure exhibit. The urn that was submitted before the court today, it's obviously not the same urn as before. Well, that's true. Maybe it isn't the same. It could be a fake. A fake? You're the one who said it wasn't the same, so that's the most obvious explanation. Do you have any evidence the Earth's trial is genuine? Yes, we do. It's right here. Sorry to break it to you, but the urn is the genuine article. Pearls went back to Korean Village and had it examined. Is that right? That's nice, but I don't see how... What she discovered was that the urn had been broken again. Did you say again? Yes, it was broken once a year ago. And now it looks like the same thing has happened. And quite recently, too. Recently? Are you saying that the urn was broken recently? Yes, that is exactly what I am saying. Why do you think it was broken recently? How do you know? Because this is what it looked like before. This poster, it was made recently, right? Poster? Ah, the poster for the exhibit! At the time when this photo was taken, the urn said, I am, on it, and it looked like shit. But for now, for some mysterious reason, it says Atmy and all the pieces are in the correct place. Almost like someone with an eye for detail had reassembled it. Someone who wasn't a 5-year-old and perhaps had some kind of... It was a little dexterous. When the urn was fixed, the letters were transposed. Ah! I am? What does that even mean? I don't know anything about that. It wasn't even there when the photo for this poster was taken. That was a mistake. Now, tell me the truth. Wait. 4? Even if the urn was broken, I had nothing to do with it. Huh? Yes, that's it. It must have been one of the people at the photo shoot. They probably dropped it. I'm sure that's what happened. It looks like she's not going to give up the last Cyclops so easily. Do you have any proof the urn was broken here at Lordly Taylor? Yeah, that would be the paint. Well, Miss Ann... Oh my god, I need a picture. I need to use the picture. The picture of the paint on the ground is what I need. Well, Miss Andrews, what is this supposed to mean? There's pink paint all over the urn. And there's pink paint all over the floor and walls of the basement warehouse. In other words, this urn was broken here. You can't weasel out of this one, Miss Andrews. But I love weaseling out of things. Yeah, but you're really bad at it, and I feel bad. Just tell me the truth. I won't be mad at you. You fixed the urn. You just got some paint on it. Uh-oh, she's trying to make her escape. But you could get pink paint anywhere. Well, there's none in my office, that's for sure. Well, there is in my room. Liar. Anyway, the paint on the urn and the paint on the floor, there's no proof that it's the same paint. Come on, this is getting ridiculous. The proof linking the paint on the urn to the paint on the floor is the box. This box. The urn was stored in this, right? Yes, that's right. Well, there's pink paint on the box as well. I think you already know where I'm going with this, don't you? Yes, more or less. The paint on the floor is an odd shape and printed in it, doesn't it? Yes. If you put this box in the impression on the paint, you can see it fits perfectly. which means this box was dropped right over there. And that is when the urn was broken. Your name does you justice, Mr. Wright. You are fully correct again, as always. I'm so sorry. I was the one who broke the urn. Boy, does this make me feel like some sort of evil school teacher. I'm a terrible person. Not only did I break it, but I tried to hide what I did. Well, that's not so hard to understand, is it, Pearly? No, not at all. I know just how she feels. It happened about 2 weeks ago, just after the poster photo was taken on the same day the urn arrived here. I thought I'd put it away down here for safekeeping. I was carrying it in the box. Oh no! Oh no, her tripping! When I tripped on a paint can and lost my balance! Why do you even have paint cans down here? What? Huh? Why would you need bright pink paint in this, it doesn't make any, her moe point. Clumsiness. The box I was carrying crashed to the ground. It's amazing she didn't get paint all over her pants, or all over her outfit, frankly. Like, you just pan the camera down and she has pink paint all over her pants. I heard a terrible noise and thought my heart was going to stop. Fearing the worst, I opened the lid of the box and that's when it happened. The broken pieces of the urn fell out of the box and landed right at the paint. I was in shock and let out a huge scream. I can totally see how that could have happened. Yeah, as clumsy as she is, I'm sure Maya understands. Well, I knew it was the most important treasure in all of Kurain Village, so I tried as hard as I could to fix it. Fortunately, the shards were pretty big. And that's when the I am got changed to Atmy. I didn't know how it was originally written, but any sane person fixing it would have assumed it said Atmy. Any sane person? Really? Oh, Pearls. She said she wasn't very good at spelling. Anyway, I put the urn into the storeroom and no one had seen it since then. But there's something I don't get. When we first came here, I didn't see any paint stains. Well, that's because it was so ugly and embarrassing. I used the golden statue to cover it. Explained. Easy peasy, I already fucking knew that. The Atmy face statue. Aha! The first time we came down here, it was on the night that the sacred urn was stolen. But Mr. Nick, there were no paint marks on the walls or floor of the warehouse when we were here. Well, there's a good reason for that. On the day of the crime around noon, that golden statue just happened to arrive from the mountain training hall. And I realized that the statue would be the perfect size for covering up the paint stains. That's why I put it where you first saw it. I see. Now it makes perfect sense. But there's still one thing I find strange. I can't get over this new character they introduced who just joined the gym after Ippo, who, like, a good three-fourths of the time in casual clothes just has the Nike logo on. Brand loyalty, baby. What is it, Pearl? The day after the urn was stolen, we came here again. At that time, the statue had been moved and the paint was clearly visible. She's right about that. Well, Miss Andrews? What? I don't know anything about that. I placed it there to cover the paint, so why would I move it again? Well, then who was it? Who would have done it and why? It's entirely possible that she moved the statue after the theft because she could blame the vase being broken and the paint on the thief. Unless somebody else moved it for some other reason I don't get. And the next day it was moved. But why? I mean, it's possible that they just moved it so they could climb up over those boxes over there. Maybe. Climb right up into her lap and then hop over the boxes. It looks like there's some connection between the sacred urn and the murder case. Well, why? Why do you think so, Nick? Because that night, the real thief, Ron Delight, was at KB's security. So then why did another masked Twinkle Damask show up here? A lot of different things are pointing to one undeniable fact. One undeniable fact? The murder trial is starting tomorrow, but it looks like that thief is going to be making another appearance. To be continued. Which I say to the stream as well, because my throat hurts and I'm starving. So I'm going to get myself some food and a lozenge. But first, I'm going to find somebody to raid. Let's see. Somebody's playing something called Rekka. Have a good night, Kate. Have a good night, Emily. Zilks on Super Players is playing Valheim. Overwatch 2. Beyond Shadowgate. I don't know what that is. PoE. Sure. Raid someone playing Federation versus Xeon? What? Is that a game? Like, do you have someone to specifically suggest, or... Yeah? I mean, if you have someone you want to suggest, then please do. Because otherwise, we're just going to send you guys to Ichi. No? Oh, okay. Well, I'm just going to send you guys to Ichi. Ichi is playing Berserk Millennium Falcon Hen. Which I think is just, Falcon Millennia? I don't know. Anyway. I hope you all enjoyed this stream, because I know I did, even though my throat hurts. Every time, like, I know I complain about my throat hurting, but I legitimately do love doing the Phoenix Wright games, because it is so fun to do all the voices for all the characters. Which is why I insist on doing it, even though my throat hurts. I will see you all on Sunday. I haven't decided what I'm going to play. It'll probably either be a one-stream game, or it will be more Shadows of Doubt. Because the Zenless Zone Zero content is not releasing until next Sunday. Like the Sunday after this upcoming one. So I'll be streaming it then instead of, you know, the nearest Sunday. So I'll figure something out. Feel free to send suggestions. And I will see you all later. Have an excellent weekend. Bye-bye.